amazing. He is. Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Pylon Show. Thank you guys for tuning in, as always, at this randomly selected time for the show. I am one of the two hosts in control, of course, and I'm joined by one brand new person, and then we dusted off a vintage Australian homebrew and brought them on the show before they... I believe, actually, it might be a green screen. Maynard should have been on a plane 6 weeks ago, and he should be about halfway to Poland right now.
I'm on one of my 7 layovers on the way to Poland, and I thought I'd green screen in the background of my room just to make everyone feel a little bit more comfortable, because consistency is important.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's a 4-month journey for him. Let's just, you know what? Normally I introduce Artosis. Let's start with Maynard. Maynard, you are leaving soon for Katowice. That's a big part of why we have in the show, other than you're awesome. Also, congratulations, you celebrated a wedding anniversary?
The month coming up it is. Because the wife's tweet that I think they're referencing is like, it was our 11 years being together as a couple.
Yeah.
You know, mostly, yeah, anyway.
Over a decade.
And then next month, over a decade together. And next month is our wedding anniversary, March 18th.
Nice. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Did I get that right? Yes, I did get that right. Yes, March 18th.
Had the pleasure of meeting her. She's an awesome lady. Other than that, other than heading to Poland, what else is new with you? What are you doing?
I am still doing same old on my Twitch. You know, streaming a lot of ladder and just team games with Pig, Zombie Grub, Beer Dragon. We're all a pretty close-knit crew. You know, doing a lot of stuff together. Sharing that, sharing is caring is our motto there. Just making sure everyone watches all our Twitches at the same time. Sharing is caring. Yep, that's right.
Oh, words some people live by. Well, Mayor, thank you for being here. And then over to our brand spanking new host. We've been meaning to have him on for a while. It's making awesome content. Mr. Beastie Cutie, thank you for taking the time to be here, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah. Glad to be here.
For some of our viewers that perhaps aren't as familiar with you, what's some of the stuff you do? What's your background? When were you a professional? All of that.
Okay, so I started playing Starcraft 2010. Been a pro player for about 6-7 years, I would say. Yeah. Pro Terran player, and then
the harder path, is it not?
You never realize how whiny you are until you start playing other races, and you kind of get
You had a moment there.
That was my realization after playing random now for about 6 months. I'm like, guys,
Terran players whine a little bit, huh?
They were right, but
hold on. I heard a rumor that you only switched to random to try to make your whining as
is this correct? Dude, there are a lot of conspiracy theories I cannot deny or confirm.
Yeah, don't.
But I have heard that I've switched over 6 months ago just so I can complain for Terran specifically. And I was like.
I saw someone say that, actually.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I didn't do that, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
Because that's like long con. That's the long con. Be a pro player for, 6-7 years, then switch to random, and then, continue from there. But right now, for the past, I would say 1.5 years, 2, I've been doing YouTube. Been just kind of focusing on streaming and doing YouTube content mostly, and playing random and whining for Terran.
Well, Beastie, before 2010, you were playing other games as well. I mean, what's your background? Where do you come from?
Yeah, so I was playing a bunch of games. I don't really have any professional kind of gaming background before that. I was playing, pretty much what everyone was at that point. Some Warcraft, some Dota, some Counter-Strike, pretty much anything, MMOs, but nothing professional. And I played some Brood War as well.
Very cool. All right, well, thank you for coming on. We're looking forward to your opinion and seeing how you do. And the last but certainly not least, my partner in crime over here, Mr. Artosis. Dan, you've been on a busy schedule. I can see it on you. I can see the casting every single night. Your skin's translucent, but you're hanging in there. How you doing?
Yeah, no, it's a little bit crazy how much we've been casting lately. And you really don't understand how little time you have until you have 3 children and a cast every single night. But I've It's been a crazy few weeks for me.
I feel like I know what you're going through because I have a dog, and I feel like that's just about the same thing as 3 kids. You know what I mean?
See, I have a dog as well, so I guess I must be at least a little bit above where you're at. Probably not much.
Diminishing returns, though. I think it's diminishing returns, right? Like 3 kids and a dog is about the same as a dog.
It's a little bit more than a dog.
It's a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah, like
they shit inside the house for a lot longer. I've learned from my friends than dogs do.
It is.
Dogs sort that out by 6 months, and then children, they're like 4 or 5 years old, still doing it. Like,
yeah,
I can confirm.
Or 13 in the case of LZ Gamer. So there's some people out there that never quite figured it out. Anyways, thank you guys all as always. I believe, just to kind of get this out of the way too, we have a show next week. Dan, you're available for that?
Yes.
Okay, so Dan will be piloting that one.
I will not be doing Katowice this year, so I will have a Pylon show. It'll be fun because there'll be a hell of a lot of Katowice games already played by that point.
Yeah,
to go over.
It'll be kind of in the middle of it, actually. I think that, and I'm not entirely sure, but that might actually be when the rest of us are like going from the studio to the arena or something like that. Anyways, it'll be fun.
I believe that's going to be the case. So it's actually a really good kind of place to have the show.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So there will be an episode next week. Anyways, I'm going to talk about ways to support the show and how the show gets off the ground as we do every single episode. Thank you guys for bearing with us. Then we're going to roadmap. Dan's going to do This Week in Starcraft. It's going to be I'll get to it in a second. Anyways, first, and I'll try to go through this as well very fast too. This will be me speeding up like Dan sped up the other things. First and foremost, the best way to support this show, and so many of you do it, and we'll talk about it at the end of it as well, is through Patreon. We have 300, and I think it's like 60 plus people that support this show, and that's absolutely incredible. And that number hasn't really shaken since we've been doing the show over a year at this point, which is, so just thank you. That's absolutely amazing. Well, thank you guys. Actually, Cobra's got it right here, so we can even thank some of these people by name right now. These are the big supporters. We really appreciate you guys. And if you get a promotion at work, this content finally seeps into your skin, you can afford it, you want to stop taking 2 Starbucks a day, just go down to 1 and think about supporting the show, please consider it. That's the best way to do it. So it's just Patreon/ThePylonShow. We are always looking to grow the show so we can pay our guests better, pay ourselves better, and maybe host some other content, do stuff like that. So thank you so much if you do that. We also are supported via Matcherino, and you can put in a word each week. It doesn't cost you anything, and it puts $1 into the prize pool. And we like to support every single National Something Day, and Dan will be so happy to hear this one because he's usually pretty grumpy about this, but this is one he can get on board with. It's Love Your Pet Day. Love Your Pet Day.
See, that's a good day. 100%. When someone's like, it's Hot Dog Day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the hot dog industry, the hot dog lobbyists made this so. But Love Your Pet Day?
That's a good,
sorts of pets.
You like that day, right?
That's a good
so all
day.
you have to do, guys, type in Love Your Pet right there. Cobra spamming in the chat. So if you please do that, even if you are, by the way, supported in other ways, this continues to support that. And you can put it in multiple times. That's something that I guess I have to say every week.
I can just type a word into there and add $1 to the Pylon show?
It's as if we're Bitcoining ourselves. It's as if we're Bitcoining ourselves.
If everyone that watched the show did that, we would actually, Jeff, be flying around on golden jets right now, just like me.
The moon base that we've talked about for years would finally be underway. Yeah.
If people were just not lazy and would click that link in the chat and go to the match,
type Love Your Pet
in. Oh my God, we would actually have a ton of money. We could pay these guests a lot more.
I should warn people, if you spell your Y-O-U-R-E, it'll actually electrocute you. You could die from that because you should be removed from the gene pool if you misspell your at this point in time. So it's just a kind of a heads up there. You can also buy merchandise. That's a bigger way to support the show, of course. But thank you guys so much. And normally I speed through this, but I want to, you know what? How about some pets? Maynard, do you have a pet? You don't have to show it right now.
I do actually. I have a... I got an Is It Though mug because I love this. Oh, there it is. I got a
great mug.
Is It Though mug because I love this show. There it is.
That's a great mug.
That's great.
Thank you, man.
You got a little dog, right?
I do have a dog. He's a Japanese Spitz, and his name is Loki. His emote's actually been put in the chat by some of my subs. Yeah, Loki, the god of mystery.
Oh, beautiful, awesome dog. BC, you got any pets?
Yeah, I got 4 dogs.
You have 4 dogs?
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how many children that counts as.
That's 9 children.
Yeah, 9 children.
There you go. There you go.
What types of dogs?
Yeah, what kind?
They're all mixed breeds. They're adopted from the animal shelter.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
He's just a better person than us.
God damn it, Beastie Cutie.
All 3 races. He has
That's it.
4 adopted dogs.
He's gonna be like, they're all tripods. I rescued them from a fire, and I'm like, oh, get out of here. That's...
Yeah. It started with have 1 dog, and someone was like, I have 2. I'm like, I have
Gotta
3.
do it.
Yeah, just try hard.
That's very cool. And Dan, you got a dog on your stream.
I have Milo, my Boston Terrier. He's
Milo.
fantastic. Yeah, he's not in here right now, but he normally is on my stream. He's
Same here.
a great dog.
Yeah. Harrison's on the couch getting snuggles. He's not co-piloting the show, but yeah, we all got pets. We love them. So that's that. Thank you guys. And then of course, AFK Tea, a wonderful tea company here. Mr. Lycan started, a Starcraft guy himself. He has been sponsoring the show for a very long time, and we are happy to mention this, and Dan is happy to consume it. Hopefully some of you guys are drinking that as well. Please continue to, if you're a tea drinker, buy it through them, supports the show. That's that. That is the way to support the show, guys. And if you're just here, you don't want to spend money, watching's great. Make sure and subscribe to Artosis YouTube, and that goes live for free. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channels and our guests. Check out their content as well. That's that. I'll roadmap real quick, and then we're going to do This Week in StarCraft. So this show is pretty condensed. We have a few subjects that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about WESG. A big subject is going to be IM Katowice. We're going to kind of break that down and talk about everything about that before we head into it. We're going to put a nice ribbon on WCS Winter. And under the guest roundtable topics, I believe that is where an interesting subject will be, which is the drama with Flash. We'll kind of talk a little bit about that. Am I wrong? Did we say we're talking about that?
We can put that anywhere you want, but I'll give people a rundown of the facts as I know them.
Dan he's done some detective work on the drama. And
whenever there's drama, I do enjoy diving in. And
he dives deep. That's one of the best features of the show. So we got that for you guys. Yeah. And I think that's it. And then, we'll of course talk about GSL Season 1, ASL. Then we'll do the Q&A, and that'll be the show. Should be a nice little 6-hour show. We'll just kind of plow right through it. Dan, take it away.
Okay, This Week in StarCraft. We're going to go even faster than normal to get into those other topics. Okay, Ladder Heroes. It's Fear Dragon's show. You guys know it. Fear Dragon 64 on Twitch TV. Looks like this week, Neeb is not up at the top anymore, is he?
No.
We actually have Light and Tesla at the top of EU. That's kind of interesting.
No, that's NA. EU actually
NA.
got delayed because it had a weird algorithm problem that he was tweeting about. It got kind of mixed up. Oh, he said those are swaps, so that is actually EU. You were right, Dan. My bad.
Oh.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes more sense because
Fear Dragon's in the chat. That's why I said I was able to correct that.
Right. Anyways, check that out at ladderhero.es. The NA Apprentice Tournament. This is for players that never reached a round of 32 in a 2018 WCS event. We're into group stage number 2 right now. You can kind of take a look at those players. And yeah, just kind of check it out on Team Liquid. There's some links there, of course. Anything that you want to learn more about is in the show notes. All right, the Alpha Pro Shows match series from PsyX is continuing onwards. Looks like the last match was Hearthstone versus Bly, a 5-4 result. So it was probably quite a good series. That's sponsored, of course, over at Africa TV and by PsyX. Looks like it was cast by Swagger and Falcon Paladin. So check that out. The Sea Duckling Open. Melty stops his reign of terror. It's won by Mbon Guie. And you can check that out on twitch.tv/cranky_ducklings, of course, for Diamond and below. The Master Swan Open number 12, though. This goes up to Master 2, from Bronze to Master 2. If you're Bronze, maybe you should go play the computer. But other than that, you can go ahead and sign up for this. It's interesting that they're like, yeah, if you're... I appreciate that it's open for Bronze players, but if you're Bronze, can you actually figure out how to...
Oh, jeez, Dan. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You're lucky Bronze people aren't smart enough to watch our show. Jesus Christ.
You're lucky they can't click on open new tab.
Automatically.
Damn.
I can't guarantee you'll move through there. Anyways, you can check out the Master Swan Open number 2, the TESPA Collegiate Series StarCraft 2 Team Brawl. Registration is closing today, actually. And there's some qualifiers coming up very quickly. You can definitely check that out. TESPA's done a great job with their collegiate series in the past. You can check that out at tespa.org. The Collegiate Star League spring season is going on right now. See, there's a lot of records already shown. You can check that out at twitch.tv/EGZeno. There's $5,000 prize pool total.
Pretty sick.
And 12 teams playing. So, yeah, I like collegiate esports. I think it's such a good idea.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, though. I remember, like, back in the past, it would be like a bunch of kind of up-and-coming players, and then Suppy would win everything.
Yeah.
And, it was like, oh,
And he was at like
yeah,
two different universities throughout like
like
3 seasons too. And I'm like, eh.
yeah.
Getting a doctor seems like a pretty amazing way to get around that. Like,
Well, you know, when collegiate esports gets more serious, do you remember what happened in Heroes of the Dorm season 1?
no.
So there's this guy, he's like a personality and a pro gamer and stuff, where he was in Heroes. His ID was shot. And he literally just went and took like one class to join the team.
Oh my God.
And they won. It was awesome. Anyways, cool stuff. ProBots 2019 season 1. Looks like Micro Machine, the Terran bot, beat Tychus 7-1.
Wow.
They're playing on the ES Champ Twitch TV. This is some Starcraft 2 bots. All right, the Olima League. Maynard, do you want to tell us a little bit about Olima League this week, as you are the official caster?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's weekly 147 just went down. It was once again, just like every single week for Olima League, it was stacked with Codes Koreans and previous champions. Innovation meeting Sue in the grand finale was absolutely sick. It was amazing. Innovation and Sue have actually met each other twice in the final now. One of the biggest final was for Olima League Winter. There was a best of 9 and it went all the way to the 9th map.
Oh, sick.
Unlike, you know, Bly and Harston, that last series, but really sick final. And the VODs are on my channel if you guys want to check them out. But Olima League, guys, get amongst it. It amazes me when people are like, what is this tournament, when they come into my chat? I'm like, ah! This is the only weekly high-level Korean tournament along with GSL. Like, you don't miss this one.
Yeah, it's so fantastic, Olima League. And again, check out their Patreon as well. This is the greatest value for Patreon, other than the Pylon Show.
$2
Yep,
gets as much
packs.
replays. We'll say it every time.
It's actually $5. I hear you guys say $2. It's been bumped up to $5.
Still
it's $5
good.
now.
Oh, it's at 5 now?
Still good.
But it's still insane value, you know.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
it used to
be
It's
and I
less
did that
good,
too.
but still good.
It's less good, yes.
Still very good.
No, it's more fair is what it is.
It's more
and you're
fair?
helping the Korean scene. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. Anyways, check out Olima League. This is really, in my opinion, the best online cup that there is. Okay. The SC2 Blazing Series Season 1. This is that tournament that is run by Africa TV Taiwan. We talked about it a little bit last week. Looks like Solar and Keen got through their group. The other groups are going to be on March 4th and March 18th. You can check that out on Africa TV. The Wardy TV Team League Map Contest Tournament 4. Wardy was talking some about this in that last week. Looks like there were some really great games with Zest actually going through and winning the tournament. Look
Holy
at that.
cow.
He's a Zerg killer.
A
3-2
Protoss
true.
winning this tournament? And
I
this,
know,
the year of the
How many
reverting...
time warps do you think he casted to win this
Dozens.
tournament?
At least dozens. Yeah.
Literally
Oh, man.
dozens.
Every game,
Also-
probably more than one. Or, well, I guess it's so broken that one would win the game, right?
Yeah. That's all it
I
takes.
was about to talk about
Do you
how
have any-
amazing Zest looks in that picture, but that's
Oh,
every
no,
picture.
well, every picture. From
He
every
does.
angle, he looks like that, too. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Jealous.
BC, do you have any opinions,
Every
just real
angle.
quick, on Time Warp and how broken it is against Zerg?
I get the reference, but yeah, I mean, well, you can't win without it, right? I don't know why
Well, it's
Blizzard
just so
doesn't-
broken, no one will
It's
ever
so-
win another PvP.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they don't just rush it of like 1-2 base, just go across the map,
Yeah,
time warp, and
right?
just win the game.
Spores
Uh,
won't do anything.
Maybe
Exactly.
Zest,
You can time
may-
warp
may-
spores. Send in
yeah,
articles.
maybe that's what Zest figured out here. That's why he won every Zerg, I feel like. But that's
Yeah.
something to kind of look forward when we go into
Yeah.
the GSL and WCS tournaments
He
as
had,
well.
he had close series across the board, except for against Solar, I guess. But geez.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoiler anything about the GSL results, but I'm glad he won something. Anyways.
Hey!
Spoil it, everybody.
Whoa.
You can check that out over on Wardy's channels. Anyways, the Clash Community Series, 3 of them have completed. I believe there's not another one until after Katowice. Of course, Roddy's been casting this for Clash. It's like Hate Me, Inzane, and Gerald have been the 3 winners thus far.
Can I just draw some
Uh,
attention to one thing, though? Like,
Yeah.
this all makes sense. Pretty cool. Incredible performance by Roserblotter in that opening scene, or opening match, though, to win 99-0. I don't think I've ever seen...
Wow.
You know, the annoying thing was for round 2, how long they had to wait
Yeah.
for him to get there. But
Yeah.
Roddy's a hero, man. He just sits there and
He
casts
casts the whole damn thing. Best, yeah.
all 99 games.
Did you say Raza Blader?
Listen,
By the
bro.
way.
I look at that name. It's like Razor
Just
Blader.
addressing that.
Are we gonna
Yeah,
pretend it makes
you-
sense? Blader. We're gonna
Yeah,
No,
like a
not really.
razor blader.
Blader.
Like a roller skater. Yeah, a blader.
Like a roller skater? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like a razor blader.
Rollerblades.
He's British, so it's
Rollerblades.
probably referencing some fucking food, man. This is like it's like fish and chips. This is like. Do you know they call French
Razor
fries
Blader.
chips?
He's like a Peaky Blinder. That's like what he keeps in his hat brim.
Did you hear me? They call French fries chips.
They do
Yeah.
it here too.
Well,
do they call-
you're a penal
He's
colony.
a
Of course you call it that. I mean, like, I don't.
He said penal.
They call an elevator a lift. Whoa.
That is also
They
true.
call
Yep.
And a
garages
garage, they call a
garages.
garage a garage. I kid you not. It's crazy.
We
stuff
also
over
call gas stations service stations.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It gets
Listen.
real deep.
there. All right.
I'm just thankful that we were able to repel them. I'm waiting for America to be like, let's not even just be a former colony. Let's go take them. Let's take England, and we'll correct their English.
Correct English
So
Yeah.
from
small, I don't
England.
think it's even worth it, to be honest.
We'll get
There's
them
only one
back on
country in the whole
the.
world that calls aluminium aluminum,
Well,
and I don't think they should teach us how
they
to speak
measure
English.
shit in stones, you guys. They're begging for liberation. Okay.
So wait, what kind of
Uh,
cans do you drink your soda out of, Maynard?
Aluminium, mate. That's how the
Okay,
entire
someone
world
mute his
spells it and says it.
Aluminium? Did you just say?
Aluminium. Aluminium. Please look it up. It's the actual
Are you
word.
a scientist, Maynard?
Spell that out.
I
Chat.
A-L-U-M-I-N-I-U-M.
Aluminium?
You know what happened? I'm sorry for interrupting this segment, but you know what happened?
This is the
Some
most important
fucking
discussion we've ever
guy
had.
back in American history, right? Some guy that was in charge of dictionaries and how things are spelt in North America.
Yeah.
He's been
You gonna down
mispronouncing
talk
aluminum
Webster right
the
now,
whole time.
bro?
I am. I'm down talking Webster right now. This guy was like Artosis back in the day. He was like, no, it's Hydra. It's Hydra. He was a guy. He was calling aluminium aluminum the whole time.
How many
And
vowels?
then
do
he
you
saw
need
the spelling of the word, and he's like, hold up. That don't look like how I say it. It's just like changes the spelling, and then that's America. Done.
How do you
Look.
spell theater, Maynard?
How do you spell theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theatie.
God damn it! It's
What?
ER. It's THEATER.
Did he say RE at the
He
end?
did. He's a goddamn
How
blasphemer.
do you spell color?
Easy on the U's inside of letters. Okay. I
How
remember
many
I used to
vowels
play.
Chad, I'm so sorry, guys. This is I didn't see this coming.
No, this is a bad.
I think- I think
Thank you. There it is. It's on the thing. Aluminium. Thank you.
Okay, you believe everything you read on the internet? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I can edit
think
that right now.
The Queen's English and Croatian need to meet because one has too many vowels and one has too many consonants, and we can actually get a beautiful language out of those two being put
And
together.
then somewhere out there is Poland that had all of everyone else's leftover W, Y, Z's, and X's, and they were like, let's just make a language out of it. Let's make a whole fucking language out of it. What do you get?
I grabbed all the J's. as well.
It was like, that's the starting of an electric car. It's like, that's the starting of a bad electric car. That's not how you say anything. I'm sorry to the three Polish people in chat.
That beer we drink in Poland has like a Z, a W, and a J in it, and it's only a
Yes.
5-liter.
And then Carmack comes over, he's like, oh, it's the best beer I've ever had. So dumb.
That's exactly what he's like.
That's exactly Carmack. What an impression.
That's a good one.
I didn't know you had him on the show today.
All right.
So that is the Clash Community Series. Moving on. Pizza Pie bi-weekly.
Hey.
3 days from now is the next tournament. We already talked about it a whole lot, but you can go to Matcherino and donate to the prize pool by typing in Pizza Pie 4. Do it. Okay.
By the way, sorry, one quick aside.
Yes.
We all laughed. We had a good time. It's like very clearly a joke. I'm going to get an email from one person from Poland. It's like, I'm going to fucking beat you up. I swear to God. I can't believe you. I had a guy, he was actually
See
very
you
reasonable,
inside of
but
his
I made one joke about French Canada because I was like, he's French Canadian. He can't help himself. That was it. I had a guy email me. He's like, hey, don't you ever disrespect Montreal again? And I was like, mate, I make fun of everybody. It's okay. And he's like, all right, that's fair. And then he was really reasonable, but it was just.
It's an
It was
important
funny.
thing to know is that Jeff and I are basically just bad comedians that like Starcraft a lot.
Yeah.
Jeff's trying to become a good comedian. I'm very excited for that stand-up. I'll never try something like that because I'm aware of how bad I am.
Fair enough.
Anyways.
Oh my! I just had the sickest brain fart right now. I saw that image that Cobra's brought up, and that's the Discord symbol. But I thought they were selling shirts with pizzas on the nipples.
Why would you not? That's a great idea.
The Pizza by Discord bronze donor, like those donor things. I thought they were T-shirts that they were selling, but with pizzas on the nipples.
I mean, that's a great idea. Or you make a shirt with cutouts at the nipples, and then instead of nipples, it's pizza under the shirt. Actually, is what I would do.
Right. Nice.
Whoa, you should be a fashion designer.
I
so
might.
Pizza pie nipple shirts. I love it, guys. Thank you so much. Pizza
You're
pie
welcome.
bi-weekly. You know it.
You're
You love it. Check it out. All right. The Artificial Overmind Challenge. Cyril played the winner of a bot tournament. It was called Sludgement.
Well, it was specifically Finnish bots, I believe, right?
Oh, so they were just Finnish bots. Okay.
I believe so, but this is the part where I disrupt the whole show by saying that everyone's like, "No, absolutely not, Jeff, you idiot."
Okay. Well,
I don't know. I thought it was.
We don't need to die on that hill. Whoever's
Yeah.
bots they were, Cyril beat him. It was ZVZ, and he stopped the Zerglings and ended up winning. But looks like I guess he had a good time with it. We see a bigger smile on his face playing the bot than we saw at BlizzCon when he won the World Championship.
It's a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but cool. Okay. I Am Katowice, of course, is coming up, and Revolution, I believe their website might be revolution.gg, has done a couple previews for Risky and for Trust, both of which are going to play. So you can go to their website and check that out. They're kind of short. I think I read most of the Trust one.
The chat continues, by the way, on the discussion of the pronunciation of aluminum.
Yeah.
And man, I want to see how you respond to this.
So
the man who discovered the name aluminum was Danish, and it's pronounced alu-min-yum. So Boone in here is correct. Americans are correct. That's all I read. I heard America's correct, and I just started chanting America in my head, and that's like...
Bald eagles start flying, stripes
apple
start
pie
flapping in the
drops from the
background, and just like, stars and stripes.
Is that Risky?
Sure
That was Risky. Yeah.
Look at Risky there.
Where? What?
Right there on the screen. That's Risky.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think his face is because of the time warp?
Yeah, he's
Look at
Damn Protosses.
Stupid time warp.
How do I even win right now?
I knew the most expensive unit in the game that takes the longest to build and it takes forever to get. That spell would ruin this matchup.
And gets abducted, dies for free. Like the second it shows up. Yeah.
Zergs and Terrans. You know what? I think that all the Protoss players should migrate to an RTS game that only has one race, and then we can just be left alone and have fun. Let the Zergs and Terrans sort everything out by themselves. Okay,
Come back,
Afrika World Games Invitational number 14 show match. Bomber versus Haas. Brought to you by Laughing Games and Falcon Paladin. Check that out, twitch.tv/Laughing Games. And they have a match Reno up for that as well. That's going to be on the 23rd, so a couple days from now. The Quebec Starcraft League, we talked about this last week, but it's coming up this weekend. So if you want to play, definitely check it out. Meltdown Montreal, prize pool of $100. It's going to have a commentator. It's going to be
one more
cast and all that. And if you travel a long way to get there, you get a free meal and lodging.
Hang on, Dan. So, Cobra's one topic behind you. There we are.
Okay. And now we're going to jump past that one too, because I already done that one. All right.
Wow.
Katowice Day.
Can I just ask? Who got this picture of Red Eye? I know some point out that all I do is make fun of the pictures, but come on.
You idiots. That's what I thought when I saw the picture.
This is why it doesn't do StarCraft anymore. It's like, you fucking idiots.
This production's disgraceful.
Normally, a picture of me gets me harder than a diamond. But this one, I haven't been this soft since I was born. Sorry, go ahead.
Katowice, esports history in the making. There's a little documentary on this on YouTube. And it's on the Luckbox Discord server. You can check it out. It looks like this. I don't know if it's about Katowice or about Paul, but either way, I'm sure it's a wonderful documentary.
It looks like he's melting, dude. Like someone.
Red Eye's great. We all love him.
No, it's not
Check
him.
it out.
That's the thing. He's a handsome dude. This is just, hey man, it happens.
Well, this is what happens when you take stills of videos. Okay, this is actually a real thing. Because people will like pause like a stream that you're doing and be like, look how ugly. It's like, yeah, no, this is like real life. The photos were like invented after humans could move around and stuff. So yeah. Anyways,
you're right.
The Players Lobby. I don't know if you guys really check this out a lot, but they have so many articles from pros. I'm really gonna have to just dig through that site and start reading them all. Because they're like getting all the top pros to write stuff. Like right now we have Sue and TLO adding some articles to it. And there are like countless pros that have already written for all sorts of different games there. So I don't know what how they're getting pros to write all these articles when it's hard to make them even show up to a tournament.
I know.
It's their job. So
Koreans in particular.
I don't know what Players Lobby's doing, but they're killing it.
To get Korean players to write, that's like unheard of. I don't think I mean, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ghostwriter.
You can check those.
Are you serious, Zombie Grub? It's actually really
it's a
surprised people
ghostwriter, really?
don't assume it's other people writing. Literally, it's somebody writing on behalf of Sue. Are you? Wow, she says she's serious.
Cakes.
Wait. Does that mean? Wait, no, but they must have. If it's a ghostwriter, then the people told their story and then someone wrote it.
Oh, you do an interview and the guy makes a story out of it.
Okay. For a minute there, I thought that it was just someone pretending to be
person in these. It's still a good idea. It's
Is
still
it?
a good idea.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Isn't it Wax Angel?" Is it really? It's not edgy enough. I don't think it'd have to be like.
No, it's definitely not edgy enough to be Wax Angel.
If it's Wax Angel, we'd be getting some pretty clickbaity titles out of it that like the player hates themselves or they don't like the game or whatever. And yeah. Okay. Thank you, Zombie. I did not know that. That's
Right, yeah.
I'm less interested now. No, I'm just kidding. It's still pretty cool.
Not as much as before, but I'm still gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Players Lobby. Check it out. I still think it's a good idea. Falcon Paladin Hour episode 82.
Whoa! You just gonna
a
skip
lot
past
of
this
episodes.
announcement like that?
Whoa.
Wait, what announcement?
Come on, man.
Jeez Louise, Dan.
Your brother
Wait, no, I'm
Dario, the Wunderwunsch.
What do you want to be the only married Starcraft player? Is that what's happening here?
No, of course.
Come on.
Okay. Oops. TLO is engaged to get married. Congratulations.
Very cool.
That's so sick. Yeah. I love
that's a German acquisition I can get behind. You know what I'm saying?
Never change, Jeff. I don't need to tell you that though, because I know you never will.
They're always spreading into new nations. That's true. He's in Canada now.
It's really cool watching all these StarCraft people grow up. Because I feel like I did it first, and now I get to watch other people do it, and I'm like, all right, yeah. You're going to become busier and busier and worse at StarCraft and more angry, just like me. All right.
Dario is handling it so well, though, because I tune into fucking Roddy's stream like every week, and he's beating Dario again. And then I tune into Roddy's or TLO stream, and you'd think he's having a like epic meltdown. But he's not. He's like, oh, well played by him. Good game. He's just a pleasant, awesome.
He's such a good guy.
He is. Dario's awesome.
One of my absolute favorites. And I like him being in Canada. We can get him on the Pylon show more often. Is he doing Katowice?
Who? Dario?
Tilo.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be in the first round. Yeah,
playing in it. Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Falcon Paladin Hour episode 82. Special guest Zombie Grub. Talk about StarCraft 2, pro gaming scene, what makes Cyril, and more. You can check that out. Twitter.com/Falcon Paladin. Falcon Paladin. That's called a spoonerism when you do that.
Who is that zombie looking at Fear Dragon, you reckon?
That is a Fear Dragon look if I've ever seen one.
Get you somebody that looks at you the way Zombie Grub looks at Fear Dragon.
Well, it's not a look at Nate because her eyes would be going.
No, that's not a look at Nate. You know what? I apologize to everyone. I was I like to talk at Dan at the same time. He made such a good joke, and I spoke over.
What did I say?
You said her eyes would be looking more down if she was looking at Nate, right?
Ooh, that is a good joke. All right.
You didn't even hear yourself say that?
Yeah, no, I did.
God, that's an incredibly good joke. Damn.
All right.
Take two.
Moving forward. Episode 64 of timstods.fm. What are all these shows that have so many episodes? I don't know. How to build a profitable esports brand with Jared Pig Krenzel.
I can't believe I missed 63 episodes of this. Holy crap.
Yeah. timstods.com if you want to catch up. All right. This week in Brood War, the Star God J League. So this is run by GoRush. It's picking up a decent amount of hype over here. I've been seeing a lot of cool things being said. And
GoRush
it's
is running this?
Yeah. So GoRush has been a so the guy in this picture here on the left there, that's GoRush. He is an old pro gamer, a champion of Starcraft 1. He's been a commentator for a long time now, and they have a sick video.
Yeah, we're watching it right now. Oh,
Yeah.
what happens there? Just kind of gets in
Hello.
his desk here. He's like, "We got white
That's
women."
where he plays. That's where he plays Starcraft. Is in that parking garage that's underground.
Yeah.
With
Give me
sunglasses
that
on.
book. I'll pretend to read it. Look at these players. Go collect for me these men. I can't. I don't speak your language. That's fucked up. You've been here for a while. What are you, Nick?
So this is the
Hang on.
God,
Dan is
our
picking
God
up here. Oh, you
This
killed
is
it.
a long video, actually, just to let you know.
It is.
10
It's
minutes.
7 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, we're not going to sit through that whole thing. Anyways, some pretty high production value at Freaka TV, of course, helping out.
Look
There
at
are
these
some
names.
6 games that have been made. It's really cool to see. There's just more and more Brood War stuff popping up.
This
here.
is
A lot
my
of old
era
names.
Brood War, dude. Every one of them.
Yeah, no, there's old guys here.
Toss Girl back in there? Wow.
Dude, she's pretty good right now. Yeah.
I think we need to drag Idra out of retirement.
It's time.
That's a thing.
They had quite an epic match back in the day. Anyways, these are all playing in Pro League style, starting from February 18th, so a few days ago, and going right through to the 23rd of March when the finals will be. This will all be on Freaka TV.
Oh my God, Rainbow! Holy shit!
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm pumped.
There's some beastie old names there. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
The Student Starcraft AI Tournament 2018-19 is continuing forward. Purple Wave, created by Dan Grant, defeated Locust 4-0 in the grand finals.
You just kind of glossed over that name. How do you pronounce that name? Purple Wave versus who? You know what? Maynard, how do you pronounce that name?
Seda.
Locutus.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I thought you said the first round. Locutus, yeah. Locutus sounds right.
Is that how you Brits say locust? Tell me it is.
Am I British?
Yeah.
As far as I know, yeah.
Aren't you
I
guys?
guess I'm the closest to British in here.
If the queen's under attack, are you obligated to defend her?
If she, yes, actually.
Well,
we're in the Commonwealth.
There you go.
She is our queen. Oh, that is
Today
our
you
queen.
learned.
Yep.
Look at that, actually. I'm looking at the screenshot, and it shows Purple Wave with 18,863 APM.
He's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. Anyways, you can check all this stuff out, sscaitournament.com. The Bombastic Star League Season 6, the BSL. This is the big foreigner Star League that we talk about each week. They are moving into the round of 16. Eon Zerg, Boneth, True Tax, and Koget all seeded, and that starts in about 9 days. You can definitely check that out over on Zero's channel on both his
What's his
Twitch
channel?
And YouTube. Didex. And if you want to just click on that, if you can't type that out when I say Didex, then go into the show notes. All right, the KSL was announced. Season 3 is going to be starting up. It kicks off on April 18th. That's the actual first day, but the qualifiers will be in March. So if you want to play in those, go right ahead. They put some time in between the online and offline qualifiers before there was like a day. So if any foreigners made it through, they could not even possibly get to Korea.
Okay.
Here they could. It'd be expensive, but you could technically do it. So we'll see how that goes.
Very exciting.
Kind of exciting. We actually have DeWalt, one of the absolute best foreign Protosses. He's been in Korea for a bit. I hope he'll still be here at that time. I'm not 100% sure, but who knows? Maybe eventually one day we'll get a non-Korean in one of these tournaments. We'll see. All right. EGM Fight Night number 2, hosted by Doc Holliday and casted on Freaka TV, where it is sponsored alongside Nyokin. It's going to be a bi-weekly tournament for non-Korean players only. Check that out. The AIST Season 2 AI Tournament. The bot submission deadline is a week from now, and there is going to be an AI versus human match in mid-March. If you want to check this out, definitely go to their website. I was actually talking with this guy quite a bit because we talked about, that pizza bet thing last week.
Yeah.
Took a bit of offense to my ribbing and making fun. No offense.
The scam?
But yeah, well.
He contacted you, said it's not a scam?
Yes, but...
Isn't that exactly what a scam artist would say, though?
He's not a scammer. It's all legit stuff, and it's very cool. I actually got to talk to him about bots for quite a bit, so we'll be reporting on that quite a bit more as it goes forward, and they get a champion out of the tournament. So that'll be very cool. Definitely check that out. This week in Awesome, the Esports Hall of Fame is inducting Boxer, and so I saw this and I thought, oh, that's yeah, I mean, obviously. And then I went to click and I'm like, there better not be any other players that have been inducted yet. There's like a few players that you could induct. And I'd be like, okay, we can do Thresh first, or we can put Fatality in there before Boxer.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of Counter-Strike guys in it. So I took a little bit of offense that this is game bias, but Boxer obviously deserving to be in any Esports Hall of Fame ever. The amount of his importance literally can't be understated for esports as a whole.
He actually transcended StarCraft. Like, he was an actual Korean celebrity that you know just did incredible things, and
TV shows.
It was amazing.
He's been in a movie, and he's he's a pro poker player now. He's a very good guy. He's done it's just so much. Like, he basically reinvested all of his prize money because he won all the tournaments into the scene to actually make it. Like, without him, esports probably just would not exist. So letting you guys know, it never would have happened out here the way that it did.
Pylon Show wants to clarify that that's a Dan Artosis Demkowski statement, not a collective opinion.
You go right ahead. And when I finally become all powerful on the moon because everybody puts in the code on our Matcherino, then I will turn time backwards and remove Boxer and show you, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. Esports Hall of Fame, congratulations to Boxer. Also, there is a new patch out that has released Loco as an announcer. So you can go and purchase one of our biggest YouTube personalities.
This is a huge relief because a lot of people were calling for a Rotterdam voice pack, but I honestly think Loco's kind of the better version of Rotterdam in just about every way. Like, you get that Dutch accent and wholesome lines, but just a slightly more handsome guy, slightly nicer.
A little bit less gambling, a lot less cigarettes.
Exactly. No gambling, no cigarettes, no copious amounts of energy drinks. Like, this is, if we're going to put a good foot forward as a Dutch people, this is the one I want.
And I think we can stop there, because how many Dutch voice packs do you need?
You don't need more than that. Agreed.
Yeah. All right. So congrats to Loco. You can definitely check that out. I mean, there were some other light patch notes. I guess we'll probably skip that for now. I think it's nothing balance-wise came out in this patch. They fixed some little map things. WESG, wait, I guess this is...
Well, hang on. Yeah, before you do that, we got a last This Week in Awesome that Cobra wants to show.
Oh, okay.
A last-minute one here. There you go. So the shirt is made. People can get excited about it.
It's perfect.
Finally,
it's perfect.
You were worried about your nipples not being pizzas. Now they can be. Pretty incredible.
Hell yeah.
Cobra, thank you so much.
I was worried. But wait, is there a version of this shirt where there's no pepperonis on my nipples? Because I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So I just want a cheese or, what about pineapple chunks?
We'll get right on that. I think there should be one for every pizza imaginable, as far as I'm concerned.
I would think so. There's a market for it. All right, that's This Week in StarCraft.
All right.
Took a bit longer than expected. A couple derailed.
We had a couple of British
I'm sorry about
comment. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. We're going to move into our first topic. WESG had its groups announced, and basically, we'll talk about everything, but it really is just Group A, where you just begin to laugh your absolute ass off. Like,
who seeded this, dude?
There are groups of death, and then there's groups of, apocalypse. This is... And by the way, if you're looking at this and you're not familiar with the rules, only 2 advanced from this group.
Yeah.
Cyril,
see, I see
it's pretty crazy.
Like Group H is like the opposite almost, which is weird because it has people like Kellezer, sort of Rail, Time, are all really, really good players. They've all been playing in WCS Challenger not Challenger, in Winter. And then there's Group A, which is stupid stack. I don't understand.
Harsum is way up on the European scene. He's playing really well right now. Masa is just always shows up and is a stunner. But like the three best foreigners right now, or at least I don't know if you had a top 5, these guys are all 3 in it, and of course Cyril. But like Showtime is killing it right now. Neeb is putting in the time. I'm not close to Neeb. That's Fear Dragon's job is to just be right behind him, sniffing his hair and breathing on his neck. But everything I see is Neeb is like he was at top of both European and American ladder. He crushed it in winter. He's playing really well. So I feel like he's taking it very serious. And then Cyril. Cyril is still the undefeated champion. You just cannot. That group is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do this though. You were saying Group H is the opposite. I don't know what Group H is. I think Group B is the most predetermined group I've ever seen. Lambo and Bana.
B?
Yeah.
I think G.
Solier is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think G is the easiest one.
I think because A is so stacked, there are like normally there's one sort of lighter group, but yeah, I think because of A, there's like 3 groups that are predetermined because they haven't spread the wealth, you know.
I would agree B is the weakest group. It's the most likely to go one way.
I hear Beastie though. Group G is like Innovation's going to crush that, and then probably Stefano.
Tudming should not be underestimated. Tudming has good results in China.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and I should say this on this platform, by the way, because I made a big deal about it. And Maynard's here. I was talking about China being way stronger than Australia. Tell you what, after WCS Winter, I do not stand by those words at all.
Thank you.
It is
well. They missed half of their players.
Half?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
I'm not making like this is just my opinion, right? It's like an opinion show. I'm just telling you like what I saw. It was a shit show. It was the Chinese. It's burnt in my brain a little bit because some of the players that came out of China in the Brood War era were so fucking good. They were up there in the Korean level. Like they were obviously not as good as the Koreans, but they weren't far off. They were really good. F91, PJ, Legend, like these guys were amazing. LX is Legend, I guess, but anyways, they were really, really good. Some of these matchups I saw between the Chinese players, like Time's pretty good, but even Time, I would put him at non-Korean, you know, top, upper, but middle tier Terran. Like it's pretty good. But it's I think Euthermal's a lot better. I think DeMuslim, when he's tricked into thinking he's laddering, is a lot better. There's a lot of Terran players that are better than Time. Anyways, not to hate on the entire Chinese scene, but like I think Australia's got stronger players right now.
I would agree. Depending, I mean, for starters, like one of our best players really didn't show very good games in WCS. Unfortunately, I see that unfortunately had a bit of a rough time. But I think, unfortunately, like it's two people in a weird time zone playing at a really rough time for them.
Yeah,
like it would have been,
fair enough.
You know, 3 a.m. for Cedar, I think, roughly 4 a.m. something like that. Ping, etc. So
yeah,
and Probe went to America, so his games were, you know, there was no time zone issues there. But even then, like Probe didn't show his best games either. Like he had a bit of a rough time. He even tweeted like, "Don't watch my games, LeMayo," because he was just not impressed with his level. He can do a lot better, but he still made it through. He's in a round of 8.
Well, let's do this then, and we'll start with Beastie. Group A, who comes out? Who's the top 2?
Well, Cyril for sure.
Yep.
Second one, I would actually say before like toying costs between Neve and Showtime, but Showtime did not have good games against Artosis that I think are much weaker than Neve and Hearthstone are. So I think I'm gonna go with Neve second.
That's the correct answer, by the way.
It's tough though, right? Because the funny thing about PvP is like these guys, Hearthstone, who I would normally be like, I think against a super strong Terran or Zerg, I would discount him a little bit, and I think he can get kind of outclassed in those matchups. Against, again, the short list of players are just a lot better than him. But in PvP, he does some weird stuff, and he's got these timing. He could beat a Showtime. He could beat a Neeb. And I don't think he's as good of a player, but I think he could beat them. I agree with you that Cyril is like auto get out. Especially since it's 3 very strong Protosses and Cyril is like the ZVP god. Like it's
I mean, realistically, I think like all 3 of them can advance, like Neve, Hearthstone, and Showtime. Again, it's PvP and it depends on the day, but if I had to pick one Protoss, I'd definitely go with Neve just based on like recent performance.
Fair enough.
Based on
was it only top 2 get out or top 3?
Only top 2. That's what I heard.
What about Masa? I think the Protosses are too strong that we have against Terran specifically. Like their matchup against Terran is good, So I don't think he'll be winning.
The advantage, though, that Masa has in that group, because these guys have, it's March 11th that this gets played, right? So they have a lot of time. I doubt any of these guys are going to practice PvT almost at all for this. Now, of course, we're not in like the GSL where these guys have other matchups. They're going to play ladder. It's not like they're going to go into it being like, I haven't seen a Terran in 6 weeks. But Terrans in the foreigner scene are at a premium. Masa plays super aggressive and all in and very weird. And these guys are going to focus on PvP and maybe a little bit of PvZ. He could sneak in. He could make an upset. I don't think he makes top 2, but he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mas is definitely the guy that can prepare builds, especially like cheeky ones and like cheese and all in. But playing 3 Protosses, that's at least 6 games.
Yeah.
So even if he does surprise one of them, then the other 2 will be like, well,
That's a
better
good point.
kind of watch out. So, but I think overall, like they're pretty solid against all in. Like if you look at Showtime and Hearthstone, you don't say like, yeah, they can die to all ins pretty easily.
Fair enough.
Neeb can lose, but I think Neeb is in kind of much better form than Mas is. So
Okay, let's go down the groups because I think some of these are going to be super easy. But Maynard, why don't you start with Group B here for us? Who's the top 2?
I mean, Lambo's a big standout there, and so is Mana. The other guys I don't know as well. Lobo, I remember. Strike, I remember, but I haven't seen any games from them in a really long time. And Mana and Lambo are really, really quite good. Mana had a little bit of a rough showing in WCS, but when you know that they can do better and they're playing at a LAN and not online, like in whatever situation they're in, zero ping, they're in the exact same environment as their opponents. I think people like Lambo and Mana with their tournament experience just smack their way through B, in my opinion.
Anybody disagree with that or want to add anything?
Well, I think that Solier's a pretty good young player. I don't think he'll probably do anything in this group really, but
I think he's gonna.
If there were an upset, he could be the one to do it.
Okay.
I think he's gonna all in both Lambo and Mana, and if one of them slip, that's literally pretty much over for them. So you just have to be careful, pretty much, and I think they'll advance.
Because we say Solier's above the other guys, so if he does upset one of them, he can make it out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the other guys, so
I know Strike, but I don't know Lobo or Replicant. So
okay, Group C seems pretty predetermined. Maru obviously crushes it out of there.
Silky. No.
Special did have a little bit. This is not played online, by the way, right? Is this that people are at WESG?
This is offline. This is at WESG.
Yeah.
So
at an event.
Does Special even go to this event? Then I guess is the question.
It's in China, man. It's like an hour flight. Of course he'll go.
I think so, and I agree. Maru and Special.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. If there was an upset, it would probably be Silky, right? Like,
wait,
I see all those names all over the place.
There's no Silky in there. What are you looking at?
Yeah, why is he not in the group?
Let's see.
On Team Liquid, he's not, but then in the image, he is.
Yeah, did he cancel?
I don't know. It says TBD
Maybe
on
he
Team
couldn't get a
Liquid.
visa.
It's TBD. Normally, they put a note in there if someone cancels or gets subbed out. They'll have like a little asterisk. They're usually pretty good with Wikipedia on that.
It's like, do you want to go to China? What's my group? Maru and Special? Nah.
Like, nah,
I'm good.
I'll hang back.
It's like, wait, for how long? 10 days? No, I'm good, man. Thanks.
Group D gets a little bit more interesting. Risky has Dark Elaser. That's 4 pretty darn good players. I know that I have never seen Shura's. I apologize, but I think I've seen Drager and some stuff as well.
Ciorus always surprises at these events. But he's also the guy that looked at the replays, right?
He was that
he went
guy,
on
yeah.
someone's PC and looked at the
Parsons.
replays in between
Parsons,
games.
yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
but he's stronger than anyone expects, I think. But obviously Dark Laser are the big names, but if someone were to upset, I think it's Haas.
I guess Silky did cancel, by the way, is what the chat's saying. He said personal reasons.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Called Maru and Special.
Yeah. Well, then I guess Group D becomes interesting, though. Who's the top 2? You got to like Dark, obviously. ZVZ is a strong matchup for him.
And a Laser, yeah.
And you would say a Laser.
Yeah, Dark and Laser.
But a Laser did lose against
But hang
Haas.
on. This is an important moment in time here. This is Artosis looking at a group with Haz in it and saying, I don't think you advance.
I think he's probably going to get third in the group, but there's actually a lot of upset potential. First off, there's a lot of Zergs here. So Haas is mostly practicing one matchup. Also, I know he's from Taiwan, but this is in China, so he'll feel a bit more comfortable than a lot of the other guys with food and stuff like that, right? Okay. He's going to have some of these maps pretty good for cannon rushes.
I like how you said Taiwanese players
New
can be comfortable in
repugnancy.
China, by the way. That's really cool of you to say that.
Yeah.
The food and all this, Jeff, it does make a difference. Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, no, there could be upsets, right? Because with all these Zergs, like if, for instance, like let's say someone just randomly takes a series off Dark or Laser in a ZVZ, you could see that could happen. That can occur. So yeah, there's upset potential.
That's an interesting group. I would say B and C so far have been like pretty locked in. I'd be very shocked if anything changed there. Then we got Group E. I'm going to scroll down there, Mr. Cobra Man. This is another group where it gets a little bit more interesting again. Probe. I would say he's not a favorite, of course, but he is a good player. Iasanyu. Go ahead, Maynard.
I was going to say, I actually think that he could potentially. He actually has a chance in this group, I think. Petit Drogo is very, very good. He got through in WCS, but by the skin of his teeth, just like Probe. Iasanyu is amazing. Reyna is obviously going out first. I don't think there's any arguments there. But I think second place is a little bit between Iasanyu, Probe, and Petit Drogo, maybe.
A little bit, but I think Petit, like I've always really liked his PVZ above his other matchups, and the fact that I view Iasanyu as the third most powerful player, just barely over Probe, or it's pretty close. I kind of favor Drogo because of that. I'm like, oh yeah, I think overall his record is going to be a little bit better because of the strength of his PVZ.
I just shout out to Cyark for the Japanese player that's kind of making some waves a little bit. That's really cool.
Yeah, he qualified for WCS Winter, which was sick. Big moment in his career, which is great.
Very cool by him. Group F: Scarlet, DNS, Maxed, Bly. And I'll tell you what, don't sleep on Ender either. That guy's actually kind of silly good.
Yeah. Filipino phenom, that kid.
I know he doesn't show up and get big results, but he's a pain in the ass to play.
He's surprisingly good. Because I don't feel like I see him enter as many tournaments. Yeah. And he stays quiet enough. You don't feel like he's practicing all the time, but maybe he just always is or something.
A lot of Ender's problems in infrastructure in his country, like bad internet, flooding, that sort of thing. So a lot of things have happened to Ender over his career. Like a lot of the tournaments that he plays in, I cast, and he's had to do things like delay his bracket and we'll do a different bracket instead because like his house is half underwater and he needs to go find a PC cafe that's high enough altitude to be able to play in. And even then the ping's like 300. It's like, poor kid.
But the group is interesting. Like again, Scarlet would be one of your kind of shoe-ins. She will make it out. But Bly is a ZVZ kind of specialist and has actually shown better form across the board lately. Maxed is one of the better Chinese players. And then DNS was a player on the rise last year. And I'm seeing his name, pop up in stuff right now as well. Like he's on that short list of best European Protosses. So that's a sick group.
Yeah, I think pretty much the four players, the first four can all of them can advance, I feel like. And it depends a lot on the day. It depends a lot on the play styles because we have like players that have very specific play styles, like, Bly, for example. Scarlet has also her own play style. And it kind of depends how they clash against their opponents. Because sometimes you'll see a player that's much worse, but their play style is just so good against the player they're facing that kind of balances out. So I definitely see Scarlet, DNS, Maxed, or Bly advancing here. It just kind of depends. Like, can DNS and Maxed hold Bly's, cheeky play? DNS's PvP, I mean, he beat Showtime in very, very recently. So I think this is probably the biggest kind of Clown Fiesta group as far as who can advance.
There it is. Clown Fiesta.
Clown Fiesta.
Somewhere out there's a really happy Roddy. So I think that group's one of the better ones. Group G here. We talked about this being perhaps one of the worst groups. Stefano is like another clear favorite, but it's ZVZ, so there's the chance that he gets kind of pooped out of this, which would be so silly.
Go Joey Tudning, like things can go wrong for Stefano here. This is actually the entire story of his comeback career, where like he's very good in two matchups, but he only gets Zerg groups.
Yes,
and that's it.
And innovation.
Don't worry, it's not just Zergs, it's innovation too, Stefano. No problem, man. You got this. That's not the group he wanted, I bet you. Even though the names like don't look as big, it's still dangerous.
He's got time, so and hopefully, I mean, it's been traditional that his ZVZ has been his weak spot. I'm not going to come in and say that 2019 it's like becomes his strength, but man, I hope he focuses on it because it was comical how much that held him back last year. He would make it to the round of 16, have these amazing series, and then he'd hit a Zerg that's good every time because there's a ton of them in Europe that are good, but that would just be it. He's out like easy peasy, and it was just kind of hard to watch. Final group here, Group H, another pretty close group. Kalizer, of course, showed pretty good form in WCS, sort of, has been around. Rail's been all over that ladder. Absolutely, he puts in the time.
Looks good in
I didn't mean
WCS.
to do that, but Time is also like one of the best Chinese players and been showing good results as well.
Yeah. That's a good group.
I mean, Rail took a map off of Cyril.
Yeah,
guys.
Exactly.
Can we just? Okay.
Whoa.
He took
Got
a
out of
map.
Group D with Austin in there. You know, it's like I mean, obviously,
Is he the second best player in the world?
Yeah, he might be.
He might be.
Could be staring at BlizzCon right now.
I think it's Rail and sort of coming out of this group. That's what I think.
Rail and sort of.
What?
Are you being serious?
In Korea right now. Yeah, I'm completely serious.
Kalizer looks so sick.
But he's retired.
He might have gotten better though. That happens to some of these guys.
Yeah.
When you take the pressure off them, they actually get better.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. So that's your WESG. That's a lot of great games and great players. Of course, this is the group stage, so I'm almost a little bit more excited for the fat being trimmed and seeing who makes it into the bracket. But tons of StarCraft to watch there. And if you wanted to watch more StarCraft, or if you did watch more StarCraft, WCS Winter just concluded its stage. Is going to be on pause for IEM Katowice, but there was some pretty great games here. It's all on the screen there. We're not going to go through every single series and every single game. But Protoss did pretty well. Actually, I think everyone did well.
Yeah, everyone did fine.
Except for Terran. There's like, what, 3 Terrans advanced from there?
Masa, Hera Marine, Time. Yeah, 3.
We need to bump them up.
Foreign Terran's having a bit of a rough time at the moment.
Special losing to Cham, by the way. That was a pretty big result. Cham is another Mexican player who's amazing. He's a great player, but, you know, all those guys were living under the thumb of Special, and finally someone challenged Special. And, I mean, this is not LATAM, right? It's not Latin America. They have kind of their own thing going on there, but all of a sudden Special's got to be like, wait a second here.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
You got to keep that work ethic up.
Special and Cham play each other a ton. Like the amount of series they played against each other is huge because of the Latin America thing, like you mentioned, Jeff, like the Copa America thing. And the series score was heavily in Special's favor. I forget the number, but yeah, it was a big surprise.
Yeah, especially after the first series, like Special, I mean, he kind of just destroyed him. I remember one of the games on that huge ass new map, he literally just did everything right, like all the harassments, just completely solid macro, and I was like, yikes. Like that did not look good for Cham. So I actually didn't watch the second series, and when I saw the result, I was very, very confused, especially like I said, after that first one.
I will say as a little funny aside, good performance by the Germans, right? Like all their players that you would be excited about as a German fan, Lambo, Hero Marine, and Showtime looked good and made it out.
What about Gung Fu Banda?
That he was a surprise. Like he performed so dang well in his group before this, but then you look at his group and like Rail's actually, you gotta start considering it. Like Cyril, any group he's in, it simplifies the group. It's like who's taking second, who's gonna make it out after Cyril. But Rail is like, you gotta start talking about little Verdi there, man. Little Rail.
Yeah.
No GGs. This guy, that's the guy's recipe, by the way. Saves time by never GGing. Is that the thing?
Get way more games.
Way more.
No,
yeah, there were. I think in this specific WCS, there were a lot of surprises, like Special going out. I think Group D for a lot of people, Rail going through would be a big surprise.
Yeah.
But also, for example, Gung Fu, he came back recently and he's really high rated on EU. I think he's 6.7K, I think, something like that. Yeah. Rail as well. Then we had Showtime almost kind of drop out, literally one map away from going 0-4. Thermal going out, Mana going out, which I think a lot of people would probably favor him over Ptijogo.
Yeah.
So
Puck
A lot of
advancing
surprises.
again. I think Puck had a good group for him, right? Like it's M Canning and Epic. Epic is so sick, by the way. I don't know him well enough to say this, but I feel like it's a little bit of a nerve issue because I see him play against a lot of these guys on streams, and he's just a grinder. He's putting out a lot of games, plays really well, and this is a good performance. So I don't mean to like make this sound. It's group stage 2, so that's pretty darn good. But that was a good group for Puck, so it's kind of fun because Puck's been putting in the time as well too. If you ever watch. For me, it's late night, so like this time plus a couple hours, Puck is streaming for 4 or 5 hours, game after game after game at the top of the NA ladder. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I usually host them when I'm done, actually. Him or Aperture Zelda, because they're usually on around when I finish streaming.
Yeah.
Also, a massive shout out to Estrella, by the way, for crushing Group D. Like this kid is a up and coming Protoss. His name is Max Angel, and I think his middle name's Power.
No, it's
he
not.
just has the coolest name. No, it's not. But he's got the coolest name in the whole world.
Is it actually Max Angel though?
His name is actually Max Angel. Yes.
Really?
He's actually a wizard detective and a Starcraft player.
If I had a daughter to give to him,
have you seen him? He's actually gorgeous as well.
Is he a handsome guy? God dang it,
he's beautiful. Yeah.
Max.
So he's not going to have any issues in life. He probably has a different woman every 5 minutes, but outside of that, when he's playing StarCraft, he's also quite good at the video game. And I couldn't believe in a group with Time and Kelazor, and even Silky, who's really legit. He like goes 4-0.
Silky beat me last year.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. So that's WCS Winter. It is on pause. It'll resume. Do we have that date in front of us? Resumes March 23rd. There you go. Boom. And I will be. It's fun. It's been a really fun thing too. We've got Fear Dragon. We've got Zombie Group in the chat. Nathanius is probably playing Pokemon or something like that, but he's around. And then I join in that mix, and it's been really. It's just out of that Blizzard studio down in Burbank. It's been people have been liking it. The viewership's been good. So shout out to the chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you all.
And also just a lot of love to you guys that absolutely crushed it. Fear Dragon, I thought did. He convinced me that he's an incredible host.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to Twitch chat, man. For all those, the maybe a dozen dummies in the chat. There's like 20,000 people that are cool and watching video games. So it was a really, really good host. Zombie Grub did amazing. I love it when they're together. The banter's great. Nate always making me laugh. His voice impressions, God, he has a special brand of energy that I love. You too as well, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you.
You're just in control. 10 out of 10.
I like that they let us be a little bit silly, by the way, too, because it is a WCS event.
Yeah, it's important.
But they kind of like the mood of it being online. And we're going to, as we get closer to the finals, we're going to get more serious. It's actually planned out for the broadcast style. But I like that we were able to have some fun and make. And I saw it on Reddit, too. Shout out to the production over there in that studio, making some little jokes, like mana statistics and that kind of stuff. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
We're going to IEM this week, so we're going to have our suits. We're going to be very serious. Don't worry. But sometimes you can cut loose and have a little bit of fun, too. I think that's what's so cool about StarCraft.
If you don't mix it up in that way, it becomes very boring, especially when you have that many shows.
Yeah.
Like round of 32 for us in GSL is mostly just a joke fest,
Yeah.
You can't have that many serious games in a row.
No. We need the variety. Well, hey, speaking of I Am Katowice, that is our next subject, and it is right here. So, Dan, why don't you walk us through?
Yes. Okay. Well, as far as the open bracket goes, I kind of want to go over that first. And I want to mention something that I looked through all these brackets, and there's so many players playing. What is it? It's like the round of 72, is it?
76.
Is that what we're starting at?
Round
76.
Round of 76, yeah.
It
It's such a large number. It's basically infinity. But the thing that really blew me away looking through these brackets, there are it's so stacked. There are only 2 players that I have not either casted or watched play in the entire tournament. Like that, and I try to keep just top shelf StarCraft is what I watch. So it's just, I'm so impressed. So let's first take a look at bracket number 1. And this has one of the guys I don't know, Hours. I don't know who that is, but he's against SOS.
He's a meching Terran playing against SOS, a Protoss. So
GG.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, that could be a tough one.
Oh my God, look how stacked this is.
Back in a second, guys.
No, isn't it crazy? Yeah, no problem.
I love Katowice because this is it's the BlizzCon at the beginning of the year. It's just, this is everybody. Even, you know what, who I forgot about? Looking over, I'm jumping all over, but bracket 3, Minato, the Russian, he's a Zerg player, right?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in forever, but he's always been fantastic.
Yeah, no, he played last year and actually had some really good games in Katowice. Okay, so let's look at the bracket 1 for a second here, right? First off, Snoot in a tournament. That's exciting in and of itself. But the thing that is really catching my eye over and over is Mana vs. Fantasy. Like, that is insane. The winner plays Lenok, and then the winner of that plays the winner of SOS Cure, most likely.
Oh my god.
It's so stacked.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to go through everything, guys, in the chat. Like, just look at this. Look at these brackets, and every one of these series I kind of want to see. And from what I saw,
we're qualifying 3 players out of each bracket, so maybe we can get who people are thinking for that.
Good luck.
Well, I'll see. This is easy. Okay, for the first bracket, SOS and Lenok and Fantasy. I think.
I mean, you say easy.
Oh,
but...
really?
Yeah, really.
I think Lenok's not been looking so hot lately.
Oh, what'd you say? You want to say that to my face,
I said Lenok is not looking so hot.
To my face, Maynard.
I'm literally saying it to your face right now.
I like how Lenok had one good series in GSL last year, and Dan's been all over him.
Children, Maynard.
I would love to. I have never visited your place, and I'd love to meet you. And also say to them that their father is incorrect, and Lenok's not getting out of this bracket.
They won't believe
you. Also picked 3 people that are at the top of the bracket, and if this, I don't know if this bracket is that way, but like,
well,
oh yeah, that's true. That can't happen.
It might actually not be possible.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's like, but wait, there's more. I think that's basically what you could say about I Am Katowice.
Yeah. Damn. I think SOS, Cure, and Deer advance here. I think Fantasy is really good, but Cure is the guy that I feel like always wins these like long ass brackets, qualifiers, pre-main tournament things, and then he flops in the actual tournament. But I always see him advance and always has really good games. SOS, I mean, it's SOS. And I think Deer, from the recent games that I've seen, had some good performance. But Fantasy could also advance instead of Deer. But I'm going to go with Deer.
Well, no, because someone from that bottom set of the bracket has to qualify.
Yeah, so it's going to be Deer.
So I think Deer is actually, I'll take that. I think Deer is a good choice there. But you think Cure can run that bottom bracket all the way?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's the, you know how I have ladder heroes, you have the, the champions, and then you have Cure. Like, he's going to run through your bracket, he's going to beat everyone, and you're going to be like, wow, he beat this guy 2-0, this guy 2-0. And then he loses to, like, I don't know, someone in the playoffs. Yeah. And you're like, well.
Yeah. Showtime just 2-1s him, and we're like, oh, okay, cool.
So also, just a quick aside, a lot of people in chat are confused as to like where are the big name, like some of the big name players that you'd expect to be here. There's actually 12 players already qualified in the round of 24. This is to decide the other 12 that join those other 12 players. So all the big names like your Serrals, Showtimes, etc. They're there.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We can nail that.
Yeah, you should see the 12 players that are already in, by the way. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. Well, it must be if this is just bracket number 1. Any other thoughts on bracket 1 before we move to 2?
Well, Cobra's showing us the people that already qualified, I guess. Especially with Thermal Innovation, Maru, Bunny TY.
Yes, Bunny
2
TY,
Zergs
Dark, Rogue.
squeaked in there despite everything that they're fighting right now. Dark and Rogue. Absolutely incredible. Need, Patience, and Zest.
And
somehow that's 11, by the way.
Direct seed, doesn't he?
Serral? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, bracket 1, any other thoughts, you guys?
I mean, I liked your pick on Fantasy. He's also, I actually think Beastie's on to something that Kira is just atrocious. Like, for every hipster StarCraft fan, he's the guy that just tears through this part of the tournament. Yeah. And they're like, I knew it would happen. And then in the, like you said, in the round of 16 or whatever, it's like, goes away. Fantasy's a cool pick, though.
That bottom bracket is so tough.
I think Fantasy gets through. I'm on the Fantasy train.
I give Lenok 0%, though. Especially, like, I know, like, 0. Dan's so all over this guy. Lenok? He might lose to the Lithuanian KRR. No, he's not. He won't.
No. Lenok's very good. It's just that, like, in GSL, I didn't think he looked very, like, definitely not the form that he was in that last season where he was crushing faces, and then he unfortunately had that operation and things turned sour after that. But also in a Lima League, which I have the pleasure of casting every week. Leonok plays in all of them, and he's been looking a little bit, not the stellar sort of he crushed this guy sort of Leonok that I expect. That's all. That's why.
One we were not mentioning that makes me sad. Kane has like the highest skill ceiling and the lowest skill ceiling of these Korean players. Like when he plays really well, my God, I'm like an Insta fan. I'm like, this is so exciting and cool and amazing. But then he plays so bad against other players. And I don't know if it's nerves or inconsistency or travel. It's all hard. It's a hard thing to do in StarCraft. But I look at this, and this is like the GSL where he has to beat like 3 very good players to make it out. It's just not going to happen. But one of these series, he's going to light somebody up so hard. He's so sick. He's so good.
Well, he's actually got, what I think we should call the easiest part of the bracket, right? So, I mean, he should hit the qualifying match.
Yeah, so he'll beat Clem, and then Hero Marine should be Hate Me, and then he should beat Hero Marine, right?
Yeah.
But then he'll hit either Deer or Ragnarok, I assume.
Well, if Ragnarok can like upset Deer or something, Deer's looking too good though right now. I do agree with BC. I think Deer's coming out of here. He should win that bottom bracket. That looks like an easy run for him.
You know what? Actually, looking at the bracket makes this more believable. Though. Like Lenok's going to beat KR. Even though he's actually really fun. He's a good player, but he's not going to beat Lenok. And then you've got Mana versus Fantasy. It's a 6 series. Presumably Fantasy wins that, but I could see Mana winning that as well.
It's possible.
Lenok could beat either one of those guys, right? So actually, it becomes
And then you give Lenok SOS. That's Lenok favored. Just throwing that out there.
I don't think so.
And it's all best of 3 double elim as well. So like long days of StarCraft coming ahead of us.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Usually what we do when it gets longer is we just sit the 2 Australians over there and say, like, just do like 4 of them. And then the rest of us just go.
Just make sure there's a bunch of ZVZs.
Yeah. All the ZVZs.
Yeah, they'll get me and Pig into the Polish studio. The rest of the guys just basically eat like pasta and drink beer at the hotel and wait for the round of 24. And just Pig and I will do
that's what we
the
generally
group
do.
stage, the round of 4, round of 76.
Yeah. And to save time, the Australians basically land and taxi to the studio and start casting too, like after the journey. All right, let's look at the next bracket.
Can you guys walk?
Next bracket, please, Cobra. Abra.
Next bracket.
Cadabra. Bracket number 2. Oh, we already on the next one. Cobra's like, you idiot. Okay, here we go.
Cobra's like, let me zoom in.
Showtime beats Art. Showtime beats either Harsum or Stefano, I believe.
But look, Stefano's in a bracket without Zerg, so actually you're underestimating him right now.
Oh, is he?
Okay,
bro?
Because every game you see Stefano, he's playing against top-end Zergs. And that the reason why he's doing so well, I think, I only ever get to see him play against Zerg, but he must be beating the other 2 races, right? So I bet you
are correct.
He has a decent shot here, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like his ZVP and ZVT is, I feel like 3 times better than his ZVZ. And I think he literally lost 99% tournaments in the past year or 2 to ZVZ. Like in every single tournament he's played in.
And so if Hero eliminates Scarlet, that could be a Stefano bracket there.
He won't though.
I like that you're picking Stefano over Showtime just purely off of he's just good at non-ZVZ. Showtime is literally number 3 in Europe.
No, I agree with that. I love Showtime's play, but if Stefano on having the most populous matchup on the server as his worst by far still is always top 16, that means he's pretty bitchin' at ZVP.
Oof. True.
Yeah.
This is the most tasteless moment you've ever had, though. Just so you know, you're doing like StarCraft math from a distance. You're like,
I can do.
He beats other players that played race non-Zerg, so Showtime as Protoss, maybe he beat. And I'm like, all right, well, I know that you're trying to be, spicy, and I appreciate that, but I mean, yeah, maybe.
Look, I can't wait. I want you to cast it when it happens. Okay,
yeah,
just promise me. Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
When it's Showtime versus Stefano, I want you to cast that.
Okay.
You're like, all right. More to your point, Maynard. Artosis was right.
More to your point.
He will never admit.
I admit it.
He won't do it.
I admit it. So Hero beats Ziggy, Scarlet beats Risky, and then Hero versus Scarlet's going to be sick. That could go either way.
That's a sick match. That's a sick match.
That was an incredible series at GSL, by the way. The Scarlet and Hero was probably the most exciting best of 3.
Yeah.
That decider match was incredible. Can't wait for the match.
Bottom of the bracket here.
Trap runs it.
No.
Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
Trap.
Trap loses to Alive.
Trap.
Are you the craziest person
Yes.
ever to have lived?
I am the craziest
Okay.
person to
I
have
just
lived.
had to check.
No, so here's, and you know who's going to agree with me in a second? Beastie Cutie, because Alive is literally a Cure clone. It's like, this is just what he does. He's going to run this stupid bracket, and people are going to be like, I'm an Alive fan.
You know
And then he
what,
goes,
Jeff? This is the most tasteless moment. He runs brackets. He wins.
you
Alive.
can't use
brackets.
my joke against me.
I can do whatever I want.
That's true, you can. What do you guys think?
I think Alive is like a mix of Keen and Cure, but I do think that Trap will probably win the bottom side. Alive will go through because he is a Keen / Cure, but I don't think it's like a for sure he will advance. I think the other guys can definitely beat him out, like the foreigners. And I think on top side, I think actually if Hero beats Scarlet, then I think Hero advances in PvP or against Stefano. But if Scarlet beats Hero, then I think whoever's on top side, like Showtime, for example, I think would beat Scarlet. So I think top bracket depends a lot on Hero versus Scarlet, like how that turns out.
I agree with that, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
probably.
And
I think the only thing I know for sure is Trap makes it out of this bracket. That's the only thing I'm 100%.
I think Trap is one of those players
70%
that's
sure.
very underestimated. So
Yeah.
I definitely see him advancing for sure.
Really interested in how Nurtio looks as well. He's
Not
obviously
Nah, Doug.
Ooh,
Nah.
no.
Pass on that.
for the
No.
past
Too
many
soon, Maynard.
months.
He might
No,
actually
I
just
know
a
he's been,
skillless.
he's been looking a little bit rough lately. I'm just saying that I'm interested. That's all. I'm just interested in how he looks at this tournament.
You know what?
Uh,
I disagree with your interest. Take it out. Okay?
You know what? You're right. Maybe I was wrong the whole time to be interested in the things I'm interested in.
That's true. I don't like your interest here. I
I'm
disagree.
woke now. I'm woke now.
That's good.
All right.
All right, bracket 3.
Yes. Moving on.
God, this is like StarCraft porn though. Like every bracket is ridiculous.
Love this tournament.
Look at all the PvP up at the top. Oh, I'm so excited for that. We'll get Todd in there. Actually, it's just Todd. We'll have Todd and Roddy for the entire upper half of this bracket.
Oh my god, amazing.
I hope Parting Smash is true.
Thanks.
I have this weird feeling that True beats Parting.
Rainer's taking that top bracket, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I just looked at that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Raina Classic was actually one of my favorite series in the history of GSL.
Oh, that
that
was
one-
really good.
Oh
That was
my
really
god,
good.
I still get chills thinking about that final
Yeah,
map on Lost and
yeah.
Found.
It's gonna be Rainer versus Parting. That'll be fun. What if, by the way, what if Rail just beats Rainer and it just like completely the entire
I
bracket?
actually think
just-
there's a chance for that.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is the thing I mentioned earlier with playstyle versus skill. Rail has his own playstyle. He does not play like other Protoses. He does not react to like cheeses like other Protoses. So even though Rainer is better, I can see Rail advancing. I mean,
Yeah.
guys, he took a map off of Serral.
He took a map off of Serral.
Yeah.
Wake up,
Yeah.
sheep.
Rainer
wake
is
up.
Serral
Wake up,
2.0.
sheeple.
Yeah, wake up,
This
sheeple.
is-
Sheeple.
Start getting
This
woke.
is actually turning into StarCraft 1 old days where it's like Mondragon took a game off a pro gamer. He must win every tournament.
He's
now.
the best.
Yeah.
Creator vs. Classic will be really fun, and I'm especially excited for Todd to commentate that match, as he will not be able to distinguish between the two of them, and that'll be my inner meta, my fun.
Dude, Gumiho for sure.
At the bottom,
I think like Gumiho and Rainer.
No.
are,
I
Sue.
think, Sue, yeah, I agree with
Dude,
Beastie.
Sue
is
for me is the
incredible.
best Zerg
Wait.
player for the past I don't know how long.
at least 6
The
weeks.
best. No. I don't know. For me, like the way he plays, I mean, he has a lot of second places, but I think he's super.
Are you
super
disrespecting
good.
Serral on my show right now?
Oh not overall. No,
Thank you.
Serral's best
All right.
best Zerg player in the world. No, I mean in
You
Korea.
may remain.
I mean in Korea.
This is the Church of Serral over here. Okay, all we do is assume that he's the
Oh
best.
yeah, I'm in that church. Yeah,
Okay,
for
good.
sure.
Very good.
Yeah.
Heresy detected.
So Dan says
Um,
Gumio. I think the big shocker is Gumio actually drops to Hurricane there in that second match, which is just crazy.
No.
Such
What
a-
are you even talking about? Gumiho is in ridiculous shape right now. He's base Gumi God. He's going to get out of this bracket 100%. It's just I don't know if he wins this bracket. I think he does. I can't imagine Sue taking him out right now, but like
I can.
Gumiho will be in the next phase of the tournament.
Once again, shout out to Alima League. Guys, please watch Sue versus any Terran.
Yeah.
Check out those replays.
How many
Yep.
Niduses?
He did
0.
have that sick match against,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna attack soon. He was like, get the fuck out of my game.
Actually, this group is pretty hard. Like, there's so many good players compared to the previous two.
You mean the whole bracket, right?
Yeah, the whole bracket. Yeah.
Because there's some low points here. Minato.
I mean, yeah, but
Crow.
I don't know who Crow is.
Crow.
What's the other guy?
He's a French Zerg.
he's a friend, sir.
Thank you, Jeff. I know the flag.
Cold.
Now
Crow.
that was a tasteless call.
Oh yeah. No, that's the joke. Is I
That's-
make all
that's-
these jokes, but I'm actually guilty of all of them. So that's the irony
Yeah.
here.
That's basically just staring at the production tab. What you just did. Just
Yeah,
now.
100%. You just
Okay.
described my entire career.
Yeah, we do see Crow versus Gumiho in the bracket.
I'm a big fan of parting though. Like I want him to do well here. The problem is he's not able to trim off 3K of his MMR and just have like a relaxing game against somebody at 4,400 MMR. You know what I mean? So like, he's gonna have to play consistently against people about his level. And that's just I haven't seen him do that in a long time. So it's gonna be kind of tough.
I mean, yeah, I don't see Rainer losing to Cannon Rush, and I don't think
They never
Parting
see it, mate.
beats-
They never see it coming. But there it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, the picks for this group: Classic,
Rainer?
Sue, and Gumiho.
Oh, you're saying Rainer goes out.
Yeah,
I say.
I want to
Sue,
believe.
her,
I love
and
Rainer.
You're
I wanna
allowed to not
for
believe in
Rainer,
Rainer
but-
because
yeah.
he's not
No,
sterile, but
well, I don't know. It's a tough group or bracket.
so far we've only picked Koreans, by the way. I want to believe some non-Korean love happens here.
I mean, I also,
No, I
also
gotta-
would have thought Showtime from the last bracket, but yeah, I'd say
Did we say
Rainer
Showtime?
on the top.
If Cyril is
No,
our
I
god,
said
then
Showtime.
Rainer is his son. Okay, and
Yeah.
he's got to make it through here. Come on.
Rainer is the carnage to Venom, born of his flesh. This is fun. Let's go to group 4, right? There's a 4th group.
Yeah, bracket 4.
Boom. Stats, Mamba. I think we can skip past that one. Zanster, Lucira. Those two guys. It's too mean.
That could be a good match.
Is it though? Would you say that's a good match,
Impact
Dan?
and Soul might be a good time.
Yeah,
What did I-
Yeah, I think that's a
actually
good match.
Impact has cleaned up his play quite a bit.
Mm.
I think Impact is going to make it out of this group. What do you guys think about that?
What?
I-
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah,
that-
maybe.
I mean,
Mm.
after how stats played, yeah.
I want to see Lambo tear it up in the bottom. That's a good group for him.
I think he can win that whole bracket down there.
Yeah.
I think
He's got-
Impact and Lambo.
He's got 2 Protosses for his first 2 matches, then probably a ZVZ. That's all his. That's his sweet spot, isn't it?
Yeah,
And Solar's
actually,
a pretty
I
beatable
agree.
ZVZ player. Like he actually drops to foreigners quite often, I would say.
Solar's
I
not
think
perfect
Scholar's
right
probably his scariest opponent. I think, yeah. So
now. Yeah.
I mean, we're all discounting Trust, I guess, but Trust is like one of those. I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? Like he's.
It's hard to see him get through here, though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
he's
Believe
he's
that.
underrated maybe, but I still don't think like underrated means you beat everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah. Like he's a very good player. He's better than most of the players in the bracket, but at the same time, it feels like everyone in the bracket could also beat him.
Yeah,
He's not
DNS
one
is
of
going to
these
beat him, I
guys.
think.
Yeah.
This
Time's
is the
really
weakest
sick.
one. This is the weakest one. This bracket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Let's
would say so.
Stats is gonna crush it, and it's gonna be someone lame like Impact.
Dude, Impact, I think, will probably beat Stats. Like right now, Impact's in very, very good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Laser can make it out.
So,
Yep.
well, Hellraiser is the. If you guys, I don't know if you watched, Hellraiser is the guy that made Denver tweet a little bit.
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, he sure did with some cannons. So
Oh yeah, I
Laser?
casted that actually.
Yeah. I was like,
So-
I thought you did.
there is a chance, but I think Stats, Impact, and then bottom side, you can throw a coin for that one. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. Well, hey, that is IEM Katowice, and if this doesn't get your blood roiling, if you're watching the show, hopefully you are a StarCraft 2 fan, but this is like absolutely stellar. So that schedule that we were showing there for a second there that Cobra had up is Monday and Tuesday of this coming week. Then we'll be off Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That is It's 6 days of Starcraft, you guys. Absolutely insane. And that Polish crowd does such a great job. This is just a highlight every year. This is the one of the absolute tournaments. It's a huge honor to be a part of it. It's going to be really, really fun. They did a talent announcement, so that's you're going to have some great commentary there as well. I love Kalaris on the desk, Smix on stage, fantastic. We're just missing Artosis. That was unfortunately they cannot be there with us, but you got your Rotterdam non-voice pack, shirted Rotterdam, which is a shame. You got the Australian boys, myself, Todd. It's gonna be good.
Muslim.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I've always
Little
enjoyed
Demu sneaking in there.
Yeah.
Little Demu for some Terran representation. I love it's unfair. Every time a British person is a commentator, I'm like, God dang it, they talk so much better than the rest of us.
I can't wait for the Muslim and I to commentate next to each other and have people confused who's speaking. That's my favorite thing.
People will always be confused.
Well, one of them has a ton of hair, and the other one.
I really want to see a Muslim Rotterdam cast of a TVP where they just are like, oh, I don't know about that, Ben. Oh, I don't know about that, Kev.
That's the sickest call. You're exactly right. And here's what I'll do.
I think that'll be a fantastic cast. I'm really looking forward to that.
My job is I'm a B tier commentator, but what I'm actually there to do is to get these guys riled up or laughing a whole bunch in between the show so they can go out there. Dan, I will make sure your dream happens. That all I'm going to do is have Demu and Kevin digging each other. I'm going to, Kevin, what about that wine?
Yeah.
Make him only cast PVTs. Make sure they're always casting PVTs.
Oh my God, this Terran player is dropping Medivacs. It could be a win for the Terran. What do you know?
If he doesn't proxy, I don't know what he's doing.
Both of them are going to think that their player can't win in that game.
Yes, exactly.
On both sides. They're both going to lose somehow.
Thank you, Dan. I'm now so much more excited for this. That's so fun. Okay. That is it for that. So make sure to tune in. And this is the kind of thing, too, where please, it's $400,000. The war chest went into the prize pool. It's a big, big deal. Tweet it. Share it. Just do what you can. Get your grandmother on there. Get your mom on there. Just let's make this stream huge. Let's make it awesome. Let's have 2019 kick off with a huge bang. Guest roundtable topics. I don't think we had any, right? Except for this is where we're cramming in our drama topic.
Oh, yeah, if you want.
I think that's the case.
Take it away on
I
that.
can't think of anything in particular. Yeah, let's do it.
So, Dan, you did some researching. Some stuff happened over in Korea. Why don't you talk us through this thing?
Okay, so this is super, super drama-y. And I'm not going to state any opinions. I'm going to tell it as I think I know it. So basically, there's a search engine over here. It's kind of like Yahoo. It's called Naver, but it's also their Google. Like here, you literally say Naver it instead of Google it because that's what everyone uses. But it's also like a news portal. Anyways, you kind of can see what's trending in Korea, not via Twitter. That's not used as much, but you check on Naver, and it shows what people are really searching about. So all day when this came out, it was Flash was on the top of it. So from my understanding, and I can definitely get parts wrong here because these are all some translations from useful community members that they put onto various forums and things like that, as well as talking to some of my Korean friends and them telling me about it a little bit. Anyways, with all that out of the way. So what happened was one of Flash's, the best gamer ever in all time, Flash, the god of StarCraft 1. One of his ex-girlfriends is a streamer. I guess she used to be a model, like a car model, which is like a popular type of model over here. It's like kind of the, I guess, one of the top
she's a Ford pickup truck is for the people in chat. I think she's.
But yeah. Anyways, so she's quite a popular model, and about 8 years ago, they dated some and whatnot. And she was on a stream. She is a streamer now in Africa. And she was quite drunk. And she said that that she was pregnant via Flash and got an abortion 8 years ago. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing, a little bit he said, she said type of thing. Like she talked about this on the stream while drunk, and then when Flash was asked about it, he said that he did not actually know this, He didn't know it was happening at the time or what was going on. Yeah, there a bunch of media with like clickbaits and stuff came out, and I guess when this was all happening, like Flash kind of talked on his stream for a little bit, and eventually like kind of disappeared from streaming to let this all blow over. But some of the things that I've read about this, so first off, to put this into perspective, because obviously most of our intelligent viewers are looking at this and be like, why do we care about this? In South Korea, abortion is illegal. But the thing is, you can get it done. It's one of those things that's like, it's illegal, but people still do it. It's like some places in America with weed, right? It's like weed is not legal everywhere, but people will still smoke it everywhere. So it's definitely something that like you can get done, but you're not supposed to. And okay, so also there was some things that someone pointed out on the Team Liquid forums that I was reading where they were saying that first off, for her to say this, because it is illegal, she could be, something bad could happen to her, but fathers don't get penalized, just the mothers and the doctors that perform it, if that were to come out. Also, there's huge anti-slander laws in South Korea. Like really big anti-slander laws. You have to be very careful about slandering someone, and it's considered slander, I guess, to say that this is Flash's child because there's actually no proof. You can't get paternity tests until a child is born in South Korea. Also, someone said that because it was 8 years ago, based on their ages, Flash was technically underage and she was not. And yeah, oh yeah, okay. So also, I think what happened is she had 2 different streams and she doubled down on the next stream and said that he was like abusive to her or something like that. I'm not sure exactly on that. There wasn't as many people saying that.
He was abusive
but yeah,
8 years ago?
Yeah, I guess so. And then after all this was really big for like a whole day, she retracted all of it and said she was really sorry. She was very drunk during all of it. Also, Flash made a statement that he wants people to leave her alone, and it's sad that all of this has even happened, and if he has any fault, then he's sorry for it, and basically leave her alone so that she can get over this and he doesn't blame her and isn't going to sue or something like that. So
yeah,
that's the drama as I understand it. There you go.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I don't know that there's a whole discussion to be had here. We're obviously not going to have a debate on abortion or anything like that. It's just that it's just kind of, it got big. It went a little bit viral over there. I think one of the things Dan started to say, but maybe didn't, or maybe I'm just reiterating, but it was like the #1 searched thing on their version of Google. That's how big it was.
It was the biggest thing in the country 2 days ago, basically. It was the talk. I got to work and people were like, did you see what's #1 on Naver? I'm like, well, I don't check Naver, but what is it?
Yeah.
And that's where I learned about it.
That's it. Interesting.
Yeah, I
Flash
actually have the GSL commentators in the chat, and he's clearing some stuff up. There was no abuse. I think that she was like, maybe said that or not. I can't really tell from the forums and stuff. But anyways, it seems like this is all going away. And Jeff and I were unsure to even bring it up on the Pylon Show, and it's definitely not anything up for debate or anything, but it is such a big news around the biggest player. So yeah, I guess there you have it.
And it's I don't know, part of the reason I think this subject is interesting for us to even just put out there and kind of report on is it's a difference in culture. It's just, it is, Starcraft kind of transcends that. Like you were saying, speaking out on these kind of things can have huge legal implications, and it's like a big scary thing that they came up via streaming. That's also another kind of crazy part that doesn't happen as much here with Twitch and kind of non-Korean streaming. Obviously, people do stupid shit and the cops do get involved, but for the most part, what you say can kind of just get you banned on Twitch for the most part, as opposed to like, if you say that, you can actually be arrested or you can be sued, and like things are pretty bad. So that's that.
Oh, and
go ahead.
Yeah, and I do want to just clarify this. Double DV Choi is our wonderful translator, Brian. He's just clearing up some of the news and stuff that she was upset about how he reacted when she told him, I guess, and that's the abuse part or something. It's not anything other than that. So anyways, whatever. I hope it all goes away. They both hope it all goes away.
Okay, interesting and a little bit scary, but It seems like it is going away or heading in that direction. We'll see what happens. With that, let's wrap up this part of the show with our couple of regular topics here. The GSL is continuing on. You guys have been busy and hard at work with some big results.
Yes, yes, indeed. So we are going to have tonight, actually, the group selection that our wonderful Brian will be translating. That is always a ton of fun. And we had a few really big upsets, like Stats and Zest, both not making it to the next round. Lenok not making the next round. Anybody? Nobody? Okay.
It's a big deal for you, I guess.
So it's a little bit of light on Zerg. Like Sue, Rogue, Impact, and Dark are the only Zergs that made it out. Which really the only real upset maybe might have been Solar. You could maybe think about Lenok or a Scarlet, but Korea is lighter on Zerg than the other regions, so it shouldn't be too surprising. Terrans did very well so far. But yeah, we're going to have that group selection tonight.
Oh, okay. Is it just the group selection tonight?
Yeah, it's just it's always kind of funny. It's like its own show altogether. So that's always gets its own night in GSL.
Very fun. Well, that'll be later. Make sure to check that out. And then we also have, what's the next one? Is it ASL?
Yeah.
ASL.
Well, ASL, we finished the round of 16, and we do have the top 8 brackets. They were drawn, and we are going to be rocketing through this super fast, like Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So while you're at Katowice, we'll go through this entire round of 8. This is where it turns into best of 5s as well. This is where the tournament really picks up. So we have Calm versus Mini, Effort versus Mind, Sharp versus Last, and Rain versus Harangi. So that is a really, really cool bracket. And obviously, we've spoken in the past about how Flash and Jadong were not playing this season, but it's actually still been an extremely good season. And we've got like all the other champions except for Sulky here. Sulky got eliminated in the previous round. Didn't have the best day. But when you look at this, it's like Last, Rain, and Effort. Those are kind of the other really big names other than Flash. Those 3, Flash and Sulky, are the only tournament winners that we have in Brood War right now, basically.
A little bit sad about the TVT and PvP, I guess, but
it gives us a nice TVP in that next round. That's good. But yeah,
It'd be cool to see Rain and Last again. That was the show match at BlizzCon, right? From memory.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Which wasn't great.
And yeah, the finals is looking like it could be really crazy. Like we might get like an Effort Rain finals or an Effort Last finals. So that's pretty insane.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep our eye on that. It looks really exciting and fun. We're going to go into the Discord Q&A. I'm going to... So Cobra's pulling it up right now, but there was somebody that was very adamant, if I remember correctly, that we... Here it is. So Cobra, if you want to show this picture, because this guy is very certain that this needs to be addressed, and he's a Patreon supporter, so I'd like to... This guy is very certain that Mr. Rotterdam has been living a double life. But I don't know that we can show this picture. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it's that guy. Is that Rotterdam? And that's his whole question.
ShamWow guy in... Wait. What is this? In slap, chop bust. Now that's a headline. BC, use that on one of your YouTube videos. There you go.
Vince Shlomi of ShamWow, slap chop fame. After he got his tongue bit off by a lady in the night in South Beach.
Holy fuck.
This is pretty dark.
Yeah, what?
All right.
Well, that's going to make it hot for me.
So, guys, this is the kind of stuff that Jeff is filtering out for you.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the feedback, he was like, I need you to ask this question. So.
Do we?
Here you go. All right. Let's ask some more normal questions, I guess.
Here we go. You did it, guy in the chat. You got your question out there.
Let me see here. A little bit of rough on the questions here. It's always said that people are better in StarCraft 2 right now compared to any time earlier in the game's history, i.e. Cyril would beat MVP, Nesty, MC, or any of the old great players in their prime, because everyone is getting a lot better all the time. Does this hold up for Brood War as well? Is the Flash of today, sans wrist problems, the best Flash we've ever had? Does the same go to the general level of pro play?
Yes. So I had some questions whether or not mechanically maybe the older group of pros that was practicing all the time in the team houses might be better, but overall the level of play in StarCraft 1 is higher. Flash has specifically said that he is like the best he's been. Like he feels like he is improved beyond anything he's ever been before. And so yeah, in the general level of pro play, strategically, we're making jumps forward in StarCraft 1 faster than we used to in the Kespa days because all the greatest minds are out there streaming and talking with each other as opposed to being siloed into teams where you get like smaller metas that develop. So things are better than ever in Brood War.
Okay. Matt 500 asks, do you think it's offensive that Maynard streamed Kingdom Hearts whilst at the same time having the StarCraft and StarCraft 2 War Chest game banners on his Twitch title? Do you think it's also really annoying that everyone, including me, still has insane love for him and there's nothing I can do about it, even when he doesn't respond to my constant lewds in his chat?
Totally annoying.
So, I streamed Kingdom Hearts yesterday because I was just I had a off day because I usually stay up all night casting Alima League. Goes until 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning, and the next day I'm like 2 wrecked the ladder. So decided to do something off stream. Matt, who by the way keeps telling me to stream Apex Legends, so I don't know why he was offended that I streamed something that wasn't StarCraft. He's gotten weird to the point where like he's the most sexually aggressive person I've had in my Twitch chat.
Yeah,
which is saying a lot.
He's Australian.
And
I think
he's Australian. Yeah, we kind of like that as a people. We're kind of like that as a people. But it's getting to that point where I think if we met each other, he might take my skin and wear it.
Yeah,
like it's getting weird.
At least your scalp, yeah, for sure.
Definitely the scalp because that's where all the dreads are. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, that was a weird one.
And then
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I'm just kind of letting it linger here for this.
Yeah, let it linger. Let Matt stew in these juices.
Matt's got some kind of video. I don't think I mean, you can if you want, Matt. We're going to play a clip here. I guess the comedic timing on this is pretty good.
Oh, okay. Is this for my...
Playing a single-player game, I enjoyed watching Maynard stream more than Dark Souls.
Kingdom Hearts, y'all.
Because this game has way more bullshit. There is not a whole lot of... oh, wait. I hit dodge immediately. How? What hit me? What feedback do I have to learn from? What the fuck just
Game's
happened?
fucking bullshit, man.
That's pretty good, actually. Nice.
Why is there like a guy with a sword and Goofy in that game?
Oh, no. Listen, I want to have dinner tonight. We're not going to explain Kingdom Hearts to you. I'm not. No.
Sorry, jeez.
Somebody later can explain Kingdom Hearts to Dan if they have 17 hours. Oh my God. Blinker, have you ever had a diva moment or witnessed one at a tournament or event? I'm going to go to Beastie Cutie first with this. Because you're a Terran player, so I know you've had countless diva moments, but which one would you pick to tell about?
Okay, so when I used to travel out for tournaments, I was very, very shy. So I was always like, they gave me a PC. I'm like, yeah, it's good. That's pretty much it. Like nothing works. I'm like, yeah, it's great. It's great. But I've definitely witnessed more than one.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I witnessed at least 10 times of different players losing the game one, and they're like, yeah, my computer's not working well. And they're like, what's wrong? They're like, I don't know, something's wrong. And they're like, well, what do you want us to do? It's not working. And then they change the PC. It's like, no, still not working. And then they bring them the PC that they practiced on the stage. And then they're like, yeah, it's good. And then they proceed to lose second game even harder. So that happened many, many times. But I think it's with the PC issues the most. Or like I guess the temperature thing is like, like it happened in the past with
Todd.
I can
that video is amazing.
Yeah, but mostly with PCs, like people saying that something's not working, then they swap it out and they still lose after that. Like I've never seen it happen. Like they swap out the PC and they just like turn on and like win the tournaments. Like no, they always lose the next game straight away.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What about you guys? Any diva moments that come to mind? Maynard, I know you've got some probably.
I've seen some, but it's just like I don't know if it's diva moments more than just trying to go through their routine a little bit better. Like my brother from another mother, Tassels, is very, very adamant about having certain things like hot water, lemon, etc. like that when he casts. And I have seen him sort of be like where's my hot water, like in the that sort of thing. But that's not really a diva thing. That's him doing his job. But
you could say it.
I personally like I'm one of those guys that's sort of like, you know what, they're busy. I'll let them. I can get my own hot water. It's fine. I'm one of those people.
Maynard won't say it, so I'll do it. He touched on Tassels. We could do this for an hour and a half. And we love Nick, obviously. Nick's one of my favorite people in the whole world. But one of the funniest diva moments I've ever seen from him was, I think it was a Katowice like 5 years ago or something like that. But they were like, Tasteless, please get your headset cord out of in front of you. And Nick was so like taken aback and then like just beside himself that this was even a thing being said. And it was so funny because he handled it he handled it professionally. But to this fucking day, when I talk to Nick, he'll be like, "What are they gonna? They're gonna ask me to take the cord out from in front of me? They want the cord behind me? They want the cord behind me, probably." And we're like, "Nick, Jesus, dude, like just put the cord behind you." He's like,
There's some funny jokes to that. It's like, you don't want people to know that we use electricity for these headsets.
No, that's the thing. It's not even like it's silly. It's just how much it affected him, and it's been years of him talking about this that I cannot. It's so funny. Like he picked a weird hill to just die on, and he dies on it every day. It's like he's literally in Live Die Repeat. He's like Tom fucking Cruise, and he's just like, "Let's do it again," and he just dies every time.
I've had a couple of moments that maybe you could consider to be diva, where specifically it's food-based with me, where I always talk with events and people beforehand about how I am a vegetarian and I require protein, just like everyone else requires protein.
I remember BlizzCon now. Yeah, okay.
Well, we're talking any event. Don't just bring me leaves. Don't just bring me bread. Those don't work. Okay, I'm not going to feel good on that. And you're bringing everyone else. They got this fucking 9-course meal. Looks beautiful. Can't bring me some protein? You need me to tell you what vegetarian protein is? That's fine. I can do that. Anyways, that happens a lot at a lot of events. And when people aren't getting the fucking message and aren't bringing food and keep messing up, I get a little.
He gets super diva.
Yeah,
the most petulant Dan I've ever seen is like the second day in a row where and it's so funny too because we go to some countries and they're just baffled by Dan's diet. They're like, "What do you mean he doesn't eat meat? Did he fall off a truck? Like, how did that happen?" And Dan will be like, "No,
is he a person or a sheep?"
So they bring out what like looks like a Caesar salad where they literally just like stripped off the chicken and are like, "Here, I guess that has no meat." And Dan will be like. He'll be like, "Well, I guess I go commentate without any food in my stomach again for like the second day in a row. Like, I don't. What am I supposed to do?"
That's what I sound like. Too.
Yeah, it's a good impersonation.
He's just like, and he like walks off, and he's just like, "I don't like. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna actually die. I can feel my hand shaking. Look at it shaking. Look at it. Look at it." And he like walks off, and
I'm jet lagged, and the days are long and stuff. So you put all that stuff together, man.
But then he also takes like a green powder. Like Dan. We got to look at this guy because there's
vitamins.
There's something else going on there that like Dan's actually like a reincarnated like mummified something or another, and he's running off a magical powder. He like pours this like 19 ounces of green powder into a cup and he spits in it and it turns into like a tree and he eats that shit. I don't know. It's weird. That's it.
That's me.
I have diva moments that I witnessed, but I tell the stories all the time. But at EG, we were like the house of divas. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. The worst story, and I'll safely say this, and I've said it to him too. We did it on the celebration cast, but Huck, when he joined our team, came in and had like a special request for what his computer had to be. And he was like coming in before an MLG to the house, and we didn't have the parts in time to make his special computer. So the EG management was like machine, like several players. He was like, Machine and you guys, I need you to scrap your computers to make this computer for Huck. And they're like, excuse me? And they're like, yeah, I need you to break your computer down for parts. And Machine, I need you to put it together because Huck can't do it either. So if you could just put this computer together for Huck so that he can play. And Machine was like, he's such a nice guy that he was like, okay, what computer will I play on? And they're like, I don't know, figure it out. And he's like, I guess I don't play. So Machine stayed up for like 2 days putting together this computer for Huck, and then Huck bitched and moaned about it the entire time. And it was like, this computer doesn't work. And then I think Huck went off and took like 4th place anyways. Machine did not. So it was pretty bad. Oh, wow. Cobra says he actually has parts of those computers himself. So they've been passed on through the generations. So yeah, anyways, we could spend hours doing that. A couple more questions here. Alessandra asks, how does an announcer pack get made? It's different for other people, but you generally go into a studio and then they have lines for you that you pre-recorded that you were like, this is what I'd like it to be. You work with a producer and you read off the lines and they go, that's great. And then you're like, can I try something else? Like, sure. And you do that for a couple hours and then they master it. And you have a voice pack. Or in the case of Tastosis, they add a laugh track to it. And then that's the
there's actually a story behind that because our jokes aren't funny, so we need a laugh track. We went to a studio, and so basically they send you a whole bunch of lines, and they have some suggestions in there, and then normally the suggestions you don't really use, but Tasteless and I sat down and wrote some lines and kind of we definitely improv'd a lot while recording them, but there was something wrong with the recording in the background or something like that. So they put there was like a buzz or something. It wasn't recorded well or something like that.
There you go.
Some audio issue that forced that.
And I'll tell you the history of Rotterdam making his voice pack too real quick. He didn't. And that's it.
That's a good reason.
Coach and Fayes. I think it's the first time you asked a question. I'm almost certain I butcher your name every time, but I'm going to stick to it. Like Artosis, white knuckling a bad name. Who are the 3 players most likely to win a WCS circuit event in 2019 other than Cyril, in your guys' opinions? And what are the odds of Cyril winning every WCS circuit event again this year? Also, who are the 3 players most likely to win a GSL Code S in 2019 other than Maru? Beastie, can anyone dethrone Cyril this year?
Oof, that's going to be a hard one. Well, we haven't seen too much from Cyril yet. And I think that the results so far that we had in WCS Winter were pretty surprising, like not what you kind of expect from the players. So I think the first event will be very telling, like the WCS Winter, how the rest of the year is going to play out. Because I think that most players, they win a tournament or 2 or 3 or 5 like Cyril, and they kind of get like, yeah, I don't need to practice as much, right? I'm the best. So they kind of, slowly start losing games left and right. But I don't think Cyril's mentality is just not like that. He's just like, yeah, I just want to keep winning tournaments. Like, he doesn't really care to win 1 or 2. He just wants to keep winning. So I think he's going to maintain his level, and I don't think he's going to fall off. If I had to pick who's going to dethrone him potentially, I would say it would have to be a Zerg player. I don't see a foreign Protoss or Terran beat him. So, say Raynor,
you dirty boy.
Raynor, I mean,
thank you.
Raynor, yeah. Raynor, maybe Laser in a ZVZ. I don't know who I would pick as a third.
Neeb.
Oh, Neeb's a good one, yeah. But they're not playing. No? Oh yeah, that's only WCS Winter. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Neeb would be the third option. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any different answers? Anyone think Cyril's not going to win all the WCS events?
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he'll win all of them this year.
Yeah, but you're wrong, Maynard.
If he's looking as good as he is in 2018, after we see a few more games, yeah, he'll win them all.
Dan, who's beating Cyril?
But.
All right, Maynard.
As I say that there was also asked, will Maru win every GSL? I actually don't believe Maru will win a single GSL this year.
Got him. Checkmate.
Did you watch GSL? He still looks like the best player.
Does he?
Does he though?
Does he not?
Does he not?
I think as far as Terran, like if we're just looking at Terrans, TY Innovation, I saw them play too.
I saw Innovation play.
Really incredible.
Who's winning GSL then?
Whatever.
Mr. Maynard.
I'm just saying that they're looking really incredible. They're looking tournament winning shape right now. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they won instead.
Maro and TY look really good still. And I think Sue looks quite good.
Sue
Rogue
looks incredible.
probably does, but that group was the shit they were throwing at him was not even close. So we don't really know what Rogue looks like right now.
Rogue looked like he was playing ladder in GSL. It was just like, yeah, nice try,
Yeah.
patience.
He's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Doesn't even get many MMR for these wins.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my thought on Mario. Bit controversial. Sorry, chat. Yell at me all you want. I won't read it.
I think Sarah wins every WCS event. If he doesn't, I'd love it to be Rainer. I'd love that to be the back and forth drama that we have this year. WGSL, I don't know. I think that's way harder to predict because even a very good player can get stopped by how good some of these other players are. Mara's the favorite to do a couple more. Do I think he wins all of them? No, I don't think so.
He still looks the best though. Like I actually think he'll win at least one GSL this year, but it's hard to win.
Yeah.
3, that's ludicrous. Ludicrous.
All right, there are good questions here, guys, but the show has gone long, so we're going to ask 1 or 2 more here. And this is, I think, probably the most important question that we've gotten so far. GG Emily asks, follow-up question, and I didn't even answer his other one. Who is the best-looking player other than Zest, based on actual looks, style, whatever you decide? Dan, who's the best-looking
Showtime?
player?
Well, I know that he thinks it's Trap, but like the handsomest player or something? I don't know.
Maynard, you're saying
Showtime.
Showtime? It's a pretty good pick.
I think Showtime's
Dark
pretty
is
good.
Dark is a reasonable pick, right? I think people
Dark-
generally think
Dark?
that he's a handsome guy.
He's a cute guy. I don't know if I'd say handsome. He's cute.
I got a little thing going for TY. My heart beats a little faster when I see him on camera.
Okay.
But that might just be because of how much I love him as a player. I don't know. I get confused. The lines get blurry.
Yeah, me as well.
I'm incredibly biased, but the answer is Rotterdam. Rotterdam there's just some kind of, you know, because here's the thing. A lot of people haven't seen him with his shirt off. I have. I've been to the other side, and I've seen him without his shirt on. And what you guys are missing, it's worth the hype. It's ridiculous. What's going on?
He's got like
shirt.
Yakuza tattoos all the way down his
Yeah.
arms that you don't see, like all the way all across his chest and back. Dragons,
Just when you
koi
think,
fish.
just when you think like it can't get any better, it just keeps getting better the more you look at him without a shirt on. So,
Well, next home story cup, right?
that's what he says.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be working out right now, but I can tell you he's not. So, just don't do me this favor, chat. There's 1,000+ of you guys. Just do not let him forget his promise, okay? We had that fucking pizza GG thing that people reminded me about for like 6 years. I'm gonna be so sad if this goes away faster than a pizza party that people didn't get or something that I wasn't even involved with. I'm glad I brought that back up because someone's gonna message me now. Anyways,
Yeah, the community never forgets it.
they don't forget. Every month there's somebody that makes a Reddit thread like, "What about the documentary?" I'm like, no,
Wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did No Regret eat a shoe?
Fuck no,
Not
dude.
yet.
He's next.
I'm waiting for that. Come on.
He was brazen about it too. He just like straight up was like, "No, I'm not eating a shoe," and I was like, "The audacity of this broken promise."
Wow.
Damn.
There are so many ways to
They're
eat the
just-
shoe without it being that bad. Like you can get a shoe cake. You can
Yeah.
get a shoe chocolate made. Like
We need an event where we collect all the people, the players with the broken promises, like Roddy taking off his shirt, No
Yeah.
Regret eating the shoe, and just kind of
when they
have
lose
like,
their series, they have to do the thing. That's a really good idea.
yeah, it's like, okay, next. It just comes out
But
like
then
Roddy
what if
takes
they
off the
don't,
shirt.
they don't do it? If they don't do it, then it's like now you have to eat 2 shoes. Like,
Okay.
Then they're banned from the community. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Last question. And again, sorry guys, these are good questions. Feel free to ask them next week if you want. We're just trying to end this on a reasonable time here. Warhammer asks, we've heard of so many good fan interaction stories, but never any bad ones, which is not true. I told mine. But what is the worst interaction with a fan you've ever had? I'll just make it simpler. What is one of the worst interactions you've ever had with a fan?
yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I
thank
have
you.
so few bad interactions with people that it's actually really hard to.
I
Think
have
of
I
one.
have one that just came straight to my head. I've had this conversation a few times with people when people like say you know how is it being a commentator and or they bring up my hair or something like that because there was a BlizzCon I think a couple years ago where I met someone that that the first thing they did was like I had not even made eye contact with them yet. That was sort of one of those situations where you're outside the event, you're in your casual clothes, and you're chatting to a fan, and you're having a really good conversation. And there were people like off to the side that are just sort of waiting or trying to find an in so that they can say hello. And I could see them in my peripheral vision. And this guy was getting closer and closer and closer. And the first thing he did was grab my hair and start stroking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, grabbed his hand and turned it into a handshake and went, hello. This is how people say hello. You know?
I've heard that's a dreadlock thing, like men and women that have dreadlocks. It's like people touch it and they're like, hey, you can't
yeah, it says, you know, it's not like touching your clothes or like going and like, oh, what's this fabric on your shirt? Which some people also get a little bit funny about. It doesn't really bother me, but when people grab your hair, which is literally growing out of your head, that's weird. That's basically a body part. You know, it's like I think that they see you on camera or TV and they think that it's okay because in their mind they've made up, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
Or I want to, you know. Yeah.
DC?
They also think it's probably gonna be really funny, right? Like in their head, it's like I'm gonna go up to him. I'm gonna
He'll laugh.
His hair, and he's gonna turn around and we're gonna look at each other, you know, and give each other a giggle, and then and then it's like you're literally touching someone's hair without them seeing you. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I just
It's
say that's literally part of my body. Yeah. Like if you grab my ass, I would probably have the same reaction, depending on how.
I mean, even if they came up and started stroking your arm, like while you're not seeing them, it's like,
yeah.
I've got a ton. I'll keep it short real quick. There's a couple. The one that immediately comes to mind, one of the first MLGs I went to, this is way back. So many people in the chat were not alive when this was the case. It used to be you could invite someone to a channel. And when I say invite, I just mean that like purely in English. They actually were just in that channel. You would type their name to channel. They were in that channel. They were abducted into a channel. So the natural progression of human shit is that they would take you into a channel that would be like, In Control is a loser, or Artosis is not a cool person, or, you know, probably worse things here, but I'm not going to lay it out for you. And you're just in that channel.
Thing to me.
Yeah, and you're streaming. And then what the best part about this was it would be filled with other people that were abducted, and then there'd be like the trolls that invite you in over and over again. And they're just saying like racial shit. They're just calling you names, whatever. But you're streaming, so it's kind of unpleasant. You can't block all this. Because Blizzard, when they first made StarCraft, forgot that humans are actually big piles of shit for the most part. Like, everyone's just an absolute piece of shit. So this guy walks up to me at one of the first MLGs, and he's got a printout of one of these channels that he, like, harassed me about, invited me and abducted me into over and over again every time I played StarCraft. And I couldn't stop it, because Blizzard also took, like, 3 weeks to stop this from happening. And he had a printout of me in that channel with him, and he's like, hey... And he shakes my hand and he goes, I'm the guy that's been doing this to you. And he shows the picture. And I looked at it and he was like, because at first he's like, can I get your autograph? And he hands the picture to me and I look at it and he's like, I'm the guy that's been doing that to you. I flipped it over and I drew a big dick and then I wrote, fuck you. And I looked at him and I crumpled it. I was going through so many different angry emotions. So I did all these things. I drew a dick, wrote fuck you, and then I crumpled it and I dropped it on the floor and I looked at him and I said, like, fuck off. And he looked at me and he was generally like weirded out. He was like, what? Damn. And then he walked away and that was it. Another one, and this has actually happened 19 times. I hate being a nerd that's done any bench pressing at all or is strong even on the most remote level, because some of the interactions I have with people is so uncomfortable. And I know that telling the story means I'm guaranteeing that some fucking, what country am I going to make fun of right now? Kazakhstan. Thank you, Shane. It's going to be someone from Kazakhstan and Poland. Anyways, they come up to me and they're like, hey, can I get a picture with you? And can you pretend to choke me?
That's weird.
And it makes this weird thing where I look at them and I'm like, do what? And they're like, can you pretend to choke me for the picture? My friends will think it's so funny. Or they're usually like, my mates will find it funny, dude. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to choke you. And they're like, quit being a dick, just choke me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to choke you. And they're like, just whatever, dude, you're dumbass anyways. You're like my third favorite commentator. And they like walk away and I'm like, I've actually had that happen like half a dozen times. I'm not even kidding you. Do you pretend to punch me?
I had a guy once ask me if he could pick me up and take a picture. I'm like, no, why would I let you?
Was it common?
I have two bad interactions that I remembered now. Okay, one, I'll just tell one of them. I was in Sweden at a DreamHack. It was that one in Jönköping, and it was like an after show. This was a long time ago, but I was like having a beer after the show, and these two guys came up, a couple Swedish guys that were Starcraft fans, and one goes, "Hey, how are you doing? Look, I'm Poop Feast 420." He's like, "Yeah, he is. That's Poop Feast 420 right there," which was the account that asked a lot of famous questions at the beginning of GSL.
The legendary Poop Beast.
There's all sorts of highlight reels of this and stuff because it was actually whoever this person was asking all these questions. So I'm like, "Whoa, really? Oh my god, that's really cool! Like, I can't believe I finally met, Poop Feast 420." And like, so we stood there and had a conversation for 15, 20 minutes or something. I took a picture with him and stuff. And then eventually they're like, "Yeah, I'm not Poop Feast 420." Like, now I don't believe people anymore.
Dude.
There was no reason for me not to believe him. Like, why would you have that interaction? And, like, why would you do that?
That's so fucking weird.
Poor Dan, he's got a heart of gold. He's like, wow, it's you.
I was like, it's so good to meet you. Your questions were so good. I talked to him for a long time. Like a long time. I
wouldn't trust people ever again.
And I skipped them for a while. You were probably there, Jeff. I probably didn't talk to you that night because of that.
No, so now that you say, I have to tell one too. Fucking DreamHack, early days DreamHack. They used to have us cast. It was like me and DJ Weed or me and Caldorf, one of these early DreamHacks. We were here. The convention was 5 feet away. There's just people walking around. And I love Swedes. These are some beautiful, friendly people. But Jesus Christ, up until like age 17, they are the most troglodyte, weird people you'll ever meet. The entire nation of Sweden. They're so fucking weird. They turn into butterflies at 18. They're beautiful, awesome people. But up to 17, they had this like air gun. It's like a big fucking conical air thing. And you pull a ball back and it launches a Hadouken of air. I kid you not.
I remember this.
And it came out in 1 year, and I'm sure it's banned everywhere when like 6 kids got shot because they thought they had an actual gun or something like that. But we're sitting there commentating, and this guy 10 feet away, and I'm looking at him, gunch, right in my face. And it's like getting hit with a ball of air. And he's like, gunch.
I remember this. You were so angry.
Oh, dude.
And I was just like, Jeff, someone's blowing air at you.
No. Until you get hit with this thing, it's not like someone's blowing air in your face. It's like Hadoukening you with air.
What?
So this is early days. Wow, a guy just wants to get banned. I'm doing this live on air. Get the fuck off my show. All right, get out of here. Anyways, these kids are doing this. I like look at them and I'm commentating to 200,000 people or 100,000. I'm like still trying to commentate, and he's like, I got up and I was like unhooking to go after them, and then a chubbly like Swedish security guy chased him off and they ran away. It never happened again.
Wow. I think you guys have some really interesting interactions. Like I online there's some weird ones that I've had, but like online and then in real life people are not the same. It's like with trash talking, right? Everyone online is gonna tell you, everything you don't want to hear, but then in real life they're like, oh,
yep,
like they're not gonna do anything. For me, like the weirdest things that I've had, and that's just me kind of being uncomfortable with it, but I don't know if you guys are the same with this, but like when someone approaches and instead of saying hi and like how are you doing, they start talking to you like you're best friends because they watch your stream or your content, and it's just like you don't really know how to react because you don't know that person. So then I start questioning myself, like, do I know this guy or this person? Like, have I met them before? And another thing which people don't realize is like who like we are online doesn't necessarily mean we're exactly like that in real life, So it's like what Jeff said, like they expect you to do something and you're just awkward because there's like people around and they're like, say this, it's gonna be funny, and it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, and if I'm like super hyped on stream, I'm like, oh, let's do this. People expect you to be like that in real life all the time. And then, someone meets you and they're like, something wrong? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, okay.
I expected more.
And then it's just awkward because there's like other people waiting and you're having this conversation. You're like, where are we going with this? Back and forth. And it's like, you end up being like looking at them and they look at you. And I'm like, oh, good to meet you.
Oh, yeah. No, I could do a whole show on this.
Yep.
Another one I've gotten a dozen times is one of my favorites. Is like, man, you look so much fatter on stream. You're actually in like really good shape. And I'm like, Thank you.
The compliment that's not a compliment. Yeah.
Thank you. You're like, yeah,
So
you're,
it's-
you're actually
it's
pretty
all-
handsome in person. You kind of look on stream, and I'm like,
Yeah,
did you just get out of your mom's basement?
The worst people,
like been lifting cakes, not plates.
Oh yeah.
I get it. The worst people are the ones that are like mean to you online, and then they meet you and they're like, "Hey, dude, how are you doing?" And you're just like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like for some reason, people think if they're like trash talk you online, it's like they meet you and it's like, "Oh, it's all good." And it's like,
Oh, BC,
No.
it's so much better for me. I get to commentate those trash knobs.
"Oh,
man.
yeah."
WCS Winter is the most cathartic thing. I'm just like going down the line of these guys who've said these ridiculous things to me, and I'm like, but I keep it professional, mostly. Usually I sneak in a couple comments like, well, nobody expected much from him anyway, so we're moving on to the next match. And then they're like, like just slay. I love it. It's so great.
Womp womp.
Okay, I think we're going to call it there. That's a good place to end with. I've sufficiently garnered all the hatred for the next couple of days, I suppose. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We had a great time. Okay. So Cobra wants me to make a note here. We did Patreon had some kind of technical issues, so the image may or may not be a little bit inaccurate. We apologize if your name's missing from this. But at the same time, we would like to show the image and just thank people that support the show. Again, it may not be accurate fully, but that's on the Patreon side. It's the best we could do. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Really appreciate that. And Cobra found another shirt that we want to show off here as well. There it is. So you can have pineapples. So Dan was asking about that earlier. What about pineapples for nipples? Now you can.
Wow.
Shirt.
Cobra's just the best. But I meant pineapple pizza.
Well,
next
okay.
time.
You're going to have to tune in next week. We'll see if Cobra can find a shirt that has pineapple pizza for nipples, but you at least have pineapples as an option. Support us on Matcherino, like we said. Put in those keywords. AFKT, appreciate all of it. And then again, to the people that we didn't answer your questions, I apologize, but thank you so much for even contributing. And we'll try and get your questions answered in the future. So let's go down the line here. Thank these guys so much for tuning in. Beastie Cutie, you're awesome. We appreciate having you on. We'd love to have you on some more. But what are you up to? What can people see and where can they check you out?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. I watch Pylon Show basically every single time. You guys are hilarious.
You're a great
So keep doing what you're doing. As far as I go, I stream pretty much every day, 7 p.m. CET, twitch.tv/BeastieCutie. I stream random. Again, don't get fooled. It's just a conspiracy so I can whine about Heron. Don't be stupid. Like, just realize what's going on, okay? And if you come into my stream and you see a good game, again, don't be fooled. It's probably 1 in 100.
Yeah.
It's just shitty games all around. And please come in and tell me what I can do better. Chat is filled with GM.
Wow.
You're going hard on this. Okay.
I do this with my stream as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate. Well, you guys are just jealous. My chat is Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Okay. If I have 300 people watching, I don't know where they fit exactly. Like EUNA, I don't know
Both
how
ladders.
that works out.
Both ladders.
Probably
I don't know how it works
survey,
out, but
100
there's
from the
so
other,
many of them that yeah, that's just it. They're just better viewers than yours, is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
skill-wise, especially. So yeah, and I also do YouTube. I upload content daily, whether it's guides or some kind of series that I'm doing. The reason why I started doing those series is I always wanted to show there's different way to play StarCraft 2, not just the serious way. So I like to explore doing weird builds and funky things as well.
Check him out. He's great. He does like you say, does a lot of content that goes up on YouTube and stuff like that. You're hosting tournaments, he does maps, fun. A veteran of the show at this point in time, a fixture, if you will. Mr. Maynard, thank you again for taking some time. You've got some travel ahead of you, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've got Friday night, 10:30 p.m. local time. I start my journey to Poland. I should arrive before you guys hit Spodek Arena. So enjoy that round of 76.
Yeah, very good.
No, the reason why it works out is Australia is so much further ahead in time that I actually will land when you roll the clock back. I will land at a regular time. That's how that works. It is still a long trip.
With time
That said,
travel,
though-
I just nod. I don't understand it, but yeah.
That said, though, 7 hours has been shaved off my trip this time. I did not get the Joe Miller special. There is a direct flight from Dubai to Krakow now, and I don't have to stop in Germany or England or whatever before I get there. So I have one less stop. Actually, I have one layover in Dubai. It's actually Christmas. It's the easiest flight in my whole life to Europe that I've ever had.
Are you flying from Sydney to Dubai and then Dubai to Krakow?
I'm actually going direct from my hometown, which is not Sydney, to Dubai, which is also incredible.
Wow.
I'm going direct to
damn.
Dubai and then direct from Dubai to Krakow, and then we get a car from Krakow to Katowice, I think.
What's your round trip?
It's
Ish.
like 24 hours, 23, 24 hours.
Man, that's not bad.
That
for
is
you.
casual for an Australian. That's
Still
so
pretty
casual.
long.
No, my Poland trips for the like I've been to the last 4 Katowices, and they have all been 30 plus, 35. So this is wonderful.
Trimming 10 hours off that's going to feel like a dream for you then, because that's the
Oh,
thing. Once you
I
do a
can't wait.
long trip, everything less than that feels actually way less. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, after that one Montreal, I was like, no flight could ever be this bad ever again. So it made me feel a lot better about travel.
You can't afford
Very
the
good.
rent.
All right, well, Dan, what are you up to, man? What do you got?
Just continue on with my stream. Lots of ASL over the next week or so, and I will be back watching you guys do Katowice and then with the Pylon Show next week. So
And you were streaming some StarCraft too. Is that going to continue?
Yes. I'm still very rusty right now because for the past year and a half or so, I've been playing a lot of remastered. But yeah, I'm playing more StarCraft 2 now, and I will be streaming some more of that as well. And I'll grind myself up to a good level. It just takes a little bit.
I hope you guys, and I know everyone does, but just to put this out there, it's I appreciate the crap out of Dan's rhino thick skin when it comes to stuff, because like he has not played a lot of StarCraft 2, but he streamed himself literally getting placed into gold league. That is the video is so funny. But
right, so it's basically an account that counts as fresh now because I just haven't been playing so much. And the thing is, I sat down, I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to do this. So I start playing placement matches. And I think by the end of the stream, I had went 15 wins in a row. And then I like lost my last game. Like I just lost too many probes and ended up losing this game. But like I started, it placed me in gold. And then I got up to like, I don't know, Diamond 1 or something like that. I made progress. And then there was some clips on Reddit and stuff and some tweets at me. And like, I read the comments, which I don't normally do, but they're like, well, damn, I knew you were a caster, but I thought you'd be at least Diamond or something. And I'm like,
well, that's what I appreciate though. In the video,
like, they look, they're like, yeah, no, I figured by your cast that you were a Diamond player.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like, every comment, I'm just like, what in the world?
You know, I laugh, but that's actually a problem. Like I know commentators that if they slip out of playing, they're like, well, I can't play because, you know, they want to stream or whatever. But at the same time, if you stream yourself not playing very well, there's people who like weaponize that immediately. So I appreciate that Dan rises above that because he was harder on himself than anybody ever could have been. You were like, I'm 30. You were like, I'm 35 years old, guys, and I didn't think I'd cry, but here we are. It was so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll get myself up to a good I know that I will, so I'm not really that afraid of streaming it.
No,
it's whatever.
You're just a good StarCraft guy. For me, I'll be streaming tomorrow and Friday. My flight is Friday though, and I'm going to be at Katowice for that round of 76 and onward. I'm really excited about Poland's one of my favorite places to go. I'm going to eat all the pierogies. So if you're a Polish person in the chat, you need to get. Let me tell you, eat them while you can, because Jeff's coming. Okay. And I'm going to eat all the pierogies. That's just what I'm going to do. And that's that. Dan will be hosting the Pylon Show this coming week, and he'll have some wonderful guests on. I'm excited. And then I'll be back, and we'll be continuing onward and upward, and that's it. So, guys, thank you so much. That was episode 39. Shout out to our producers, our art people, Alessander, Cobra. We cannot do this show without them. Our graphic people, they're constantly making the show much better, and I think Cobra uploaded this last episode within like a couple of hours on YouTube. I hope you guys love him. He does it with timestamps and stuff. Appreciate the work he does. Not going to be this time. He's been sick. He needs his rest. He actually says he's dead. So he's actually doing this from beyond the grave right now. So just give a lot of love to Cobra and the people that make this show possible, because we really appreciate them and we can't do it without them. So thank you guys. That's it. See you later.